Welcome to Cancun, Mexico. We are here for the Johnny Hernandez Invitational. My name is Brandon McCatherine. I'm joined by Matt Elkins.
It's an honor.
And Kurt Wookert.
Pleasure to be here.
All right. We got a pretty exciting event for you guys lined up. It's a 16-man EBI rules bracket. Everybody here weighed in under 80 kilograms. We got $2,000 in cash to the winner. And because of the sponsor of this event, the Flying Avocado Cat cryptocurrency token, we have got some pretty interesting side bets that are available to the athletes. So each athlete's going to start out with 500 tokens, and based on their performance, which we'll cover this with you a little later during the broadcast as we go on, based on how they perform, how they win, some of the techniques that they hit during the event, they're going to be able to either increase or potentially even decrease their prize pool. But everybody should be walking out of here with a little bit of cash in their pocket. Matt, what do you think, dude? Fired up to be in Mexico?
Oh, absolutely. Pleasure to be here in Cancun. Very interesting twist on the rule set. Very excited to see how this plays out. Obviously, going to be some great matches, but very interested to see how the bounties and the tokens tie into the whole thing. It's going to be very, very different. Very cool.
Kurt, you've been training a long time. What do you think about the rule set?
EBI rules have shown tournament promoters everywhere what people actually want to see. I think the big problem with jiu-jitsu has traditionally been, what the hell are these two guys doing to each other for 8 or 9 minutes, smothering, humping, loving. But ultimately, how do we encourage submissions? And the Eddie Bravo Invitational rule format, or EBI as we lovingly call it, seeks to solve that problem. And I think in some ways does. I still think it's imperfect in
for sure
plenty of ways, but it's definitely brought a lot more action into jiu-jitsu over the last 10 years, and people saying, hey, this is pretty cool. So
what do you think about the pants? They're making them wear gi pants.
So I'm primarily a gi guy, so I think it's great. For me, everybody always says, hey, why are we going to do jiu-jitsu wearing the kind of clothes we don't wear? I think if you live at the beach, it makes a lot of sense to do shorts, but I'm from Chicago originally, and people are wearing gis 9 months out of the year where I come from. So you can choke a guy out wearing what he's wearing, and I think the hybrid here, who doesn't wear pants, right? So, learn
Matt
to fight
Elkins.
people who wear pants.
I cut those off personally about 5 inches down the thigh, but that's how I get down.
So I'm very interested. You mentioned the EBI rule set. Maybe sometimes it's not exactly the thing that promotes the most action during the course of regulation. This sponsor, the Flying Avocado Cat token, them having some incentive to keep the action going. Let's see how that helps to address that.
That's the beauty here. What I love is that there are bonuses for types of submissions and the types of submissions that happen in regulation time. So everybody has a greater incentive to go for the finish in regulation, which is the problem. So, enter blockchain technology to incentivize better matches for the viewer, which ultimately is better for the sport. It's better for all of us.
And as somebody who's you're super deep in the cryptocurrency world. I mean, for those of you that don't know, he's got one of the most successful cryptocurrency streams on YouTube. He does. All right.
Check it out.
How do you feel about the integration of these?
So for me, it's always about utility. The adage for the last 15 years has been that Bitcoin is a solution to a problem that nobody's sure exists, and I think a lot of ways that's true. So to see, an actual incentive for people actually working towards something, it's just like anybody trying to do a Chuck E. Cheese tokens, as a 6-year-old, that was money to me. So those little bronze rat-faced coins meant something cool at the end of me playing skee ball for 3 hours. So, to add utility like this to any asset just gets more people to say, hey, maybe there is something to this whole blockchain technology game too. So I think it's good. The memeability of a flying avocado cat is top notch. So it's also pretty exciting.
Listen, I picked up some flying avocado cat myself last night, and this morning it pumped 42%. So I'm feeling pretty happy. I know the athletes are feeling happy. Matt Elkins is feeling happy. Is Johnny Hernandez happy? We're about to find out right now. Let's throw it to him right now.
Go to the bracket. It's bracket time, boys.
All right, we're going to check out this bracket actually real quick. So the first matchup that we're going to see is going to be Sebastian Guevara. They call him El Principe. What does that mean, Augusto? Prince. The Prince? Oh, man.
He definitely acts like one.
He acts like a prince? All right, we're going to find out. But he's going to be taking on the little warrior, Alberto Pasos, in our first matchup. Then we're going to have Menchaca. We got Carlo Monsi. We got somebody that you've probably seen if you've watched a lot of EBI or Combat Jiu-Jitsu. Jorge Tax is in here. He's taking on the real Big Ben, Will Kelly. We'll have Perez versus Rios. Then at the top of the other side of the bracket, we got somebody who's got to be the heavy favorite coming in, and Kyle Chambers. He'll be taking on Raul Peniche, Maldonado, San Sebastian, Mateo Avalar, black belt out of Ground Dwellers in Houston, Chuy Magana, Osvaldo Cana, and Adrian Lara. So we're about to kick this thing off. I'm ready when you guys are. Let's throw it out here and get the action started.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start this first round off with a black belt match, one of two in the first round.
Got the sign of the cross as he enters the mats. We'll see if that's a theme here in Cancun.
All right, we're ready to get underway. The very first Johnny Hernandez Invitational. And as we mentioned in the open, you can see these guys, they got their gi pants on. Let's see how that affects the game. And right away, oh my, right into a big boy sweep. Pulls guard, big boy sweep right over to the mount immediately.
That's a takedown to an advanced position. I believe that's worth 75.
Setting up that arm bar real fast. And
yeah, that put some flying avocado tokens in his bank right there because it would take down straight into a
75 avocado cat tokens.
Who's who out here, Matt? You got the sheets in front of you.
all right.
Let the people know.
reversal.
Alberto Gonzalez noted with some MMA experience, so you know he's going to be bringing the heaters from the top position.
Who's top and bottom, though?
That's Little Warrior on top. Alberto Gonzalez on top right now. Sebastian Guevara on bottom.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this. That's
Sheesh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have your winner.
What a crazy sub, dude.
Powerful, fast setup and sub right there.
And he banks 300 tokens.
375 plus the takedown to the advanced position.
That's super interesting. So that was Guevara advances via submission in regulation. The arm lock. That's a crazy arm lock. I don't know if I've ever seen
That's very interesting.
from that position
Yeah,
before.
To me, that looked like a deltoid or a pec stretch, like more of a pain compliance submission. Not that it was insignificant. That, frankly, was terrifying to watch. But very unorthodox, very interesting setup.
And we're going to be moving through this bracket fast and furious. Right now we got Angel Menchaca versus Carlo Monsi. And Menchaca is the guy he's covered in tattoos. You can't miss him out there.
Not afraid of needle.
No, not at all. He's taking on Monsi.
All right, round two. We are going rapid fire. I was a little concerned we'd be here for 6 hours. We may only be here for 6 minutes.
Well, one thing that's interesting, a change that's happened in the EBI rules in the last couple of events is that the first round matchups are only 6 minutes long now. Used to be every round was 10 minutes.
On across a big bracket, that's very significant.
And, you know, in a 10-minute match, there can be a lot of moments of kind of waiting or gamesmanship, sort of. When you compress all that action down into 6 minutes, guys get after it. So you end up with the same amount of action, but with 4 minutes less of game time, I guess you could say.
I think that's a wise decision.
Yeah, it's worked out well in the EBI rules tournaments for sure.
Monsi jumping down into the butterfly guard, playing a little shin on shin. Guys kind of looking in the range. Guillotine attempt from top half.
Manaka looking to use the guillotine to threaten so he can pass here. The gi pants becoming a little bit of an issue here.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how that's already a factor, and there's so much less slippery movement that can happen from the athletes.
But still available with the upper body attacks. It's kind of an interesting.
Un minuto para get down.
We're back on our feet, going to do a little American wrestling. Just kidding.
Manaka takes a seat. Oh, quickly switching sides. There's Monsi.
Quick change of direction there.
Appreciate everybody joining us in the chat here on YouTube. Got 140 people watching right now. You guys help us out. Share this everywhere. Let's get this up to the 300, 500 range. That would be awesome.
E-bar or heel hook set up from Monsi right here.
Hey, so to the back. Oh, good recovery by Monsi right there.
If you're joining us from X or Twitter, we thank you for joining us as well.
Good pass. Really calculated scrambles, but aggressive at the same time. Everybody's keeping a good pace.
It's interesting. You can see the temptation by Manaka to grab the gi pants.
Matt, is he trying to set? Yeah, was he trying to set up a triangle there?
quite.
Like a little
Tres
inverted
minutos,
triangle
3
attempt.
minutos.
Talk about these 6-minute matches going faster. We're already past the halfway point now.
Of course, if it does go, the full 6 minutes will wind up in EBI overtime.
We have another topside guillotine. This one looks a little deeper.
Monsi trying to play with his butterfly hook there, but he's
Really
always
going
starting to get
for it.
stretched out.
He's going to have to. Oh, he bails on it. Good wrist control.
2 minutes, 20 seconds remain in regulation.
All right, back to the center. Really great exchanges from both athletes so far.
2 minutos.
Got the straight ankle attempt from Monsi on the bottom. Switching leg position a little bit. Ooh. Looks like it was slipped. I wasn't sure if that was a pop there for a second, but it looks like he slipped it.
And this is a black belt versus brown belt matchup. Manaka, black belt, and Monsi, a brown belt. Looked like we might have an Estima lock attempt going. Now he switches into the legs. Oh, he got
Fast
it.
tap
Manaka
with the heel hook.
The outside heel hook, I believe.
Counter leg lock situation. Manaka advances with the inside heel hook, and he banks himself 300 flying avocado tokens. I love saying that.
As we feel the tokens moving across the blockchain.
Hopefully we got some of our viewers moving some tokens into their wallet.
They better get in on it now, especially after this stream. Guaranteed little spike.
Well, I think it's really interesting because with them trying to get involved in the jiu-jitsu community, it really could be something that it's nice to get in on early while you still can. We're about to move on to our next matchup. I'm excited about this one. We got the real Big Ben coming to us out of London, Will Kelly, going to be taking on Jorge, and check this nickname out, No More Tax. And here comes Will
Jorge,
Kelly
No
out
More
to the mat
Tax.
right now.
Pausing for One moment here for the reset of the clock.
And
we're
we
going.
are underway.
Third match. These are rapid fire. This is good.
And, yeah, they're not wasting any time between matches either. And I love being at a tournament like this where you can barely
absolutely.
keep up yourself.
I don't have a whole lot going on in my head, so having to keep up the small talk with no action in front of me, it's a non-starter.
Jorge Tax in the top position, fighting out of 10th Planet. Will Kelly on bottom out of Gracie Baja. Seeing if he can make some work out of the guard here.
Both brown belts.
Going to set up a shoulder crunch from the bottom.
One minute down. Tax looking to pass through the guard, passing over across what we would traditionally consider the weak side. He's almost got that knee cut put together, but Will Kelly meeting him with the knee shield.
It's interesting to see the gridlock of the gi pants with the lower body and the upper body free to hand fight and pummel loosely. I'm sure it creates a very specific, nuanced type of game.
Yeah, and that was the thing that oh, look at this. Tax falling back. A heel hook!
Right into the hook.
Outside heel hook from Jorge Tax to finish with a quick in the first round match. Leaving with some avocado cat in his pocket.
Seems like both athletes may have felt a minor pop there, but Will is on his feet.
Heel hooks in the gi pants. What do you think about that, man?
That's, that could be the one rule where I feel like, I don't know, man.
It's
I'm
hardcore.
into it. I'm into it,
It's
bro.
hardcore,
I
boys.
say run it.
I love those 99% heel hooks where you just kind of knuckle your foot and push them out. And I don't know if I can do that in gi pants. It's making me glad I'm sitting on this side of the table, frankly.
Well, we're about to get underway. The last match from our first side of the bracket. We're going to be bringing out Chico Malo, Chanel Perez. Going to be taking on Mauricio Rios here at the Johnny Hernandez Invitational 1. All matches so far have finished by submission and regulation, which means that not only did each of these athletes leave with 300 extra tokens in their wallet, but they take those 300 tokens from the opponent. So there's essentially like a gambling element to this thing, which I think is just super cool.
I was giving an analogy when we were talking earlier. Think of it as you start a tournament with poker chips, and each athlete is setting his chips on the corner of the mat before they go, and the winner's taking the pile.
So that's Chico Malo in the white pants. And that is Mauricio Rios in the white, or I'm sorry, in the black pants.
I should say the level of aggression, it's a lot less, I feel like a lot of these, they're very chess matchy. I think you could be right, Brandon, about that 6-minute opening round, man. Everybody is like right in there.
Well, I think that's a lot of the product, just the Mexican fighting culture, man. Every time and I've been coming down here, we were talking a little earlier, since 2019 for different tournaments, combat jiu-jitsu, EBI. Oh, look at this. He's on ends up kind of pulling guard with that. But the Mexican fighting spirit is just so strong.
Very
These guys
tenacious.
like to get out here and get after it. And we see that in athletes in the UFC as well. You got one of the biggest stars in the UFC right now, Diego Lopez, Brandon Moreno, Alexa Grasso. I mean, the Mexican fighting spirit is just unquestionably strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Your favorite boxers, Canelo Alvarez.
Good reversal here. It's still tight. Really good use of overhooks from both athletes here.
Interesting note, Perez, only training about 4.5 years, has already achieved his brown belt. Pretty impressive.
That's coming on record speed, frankly.
I feel like that happens more and more these days, though, and not because the sport is watering down either, but
Absolutely
like
not.
people learn so much faster. There's just so much more information available.
Perez looking to play the lockdown. Going to make Edgy proud.
We're up over 200 now on the YouTube stream watching with us live. Appreciate you guys joining us as we approach 4 minutes left in this match. The last match of our first side of the bracket. All the matches so far have ended by submission. And these guys are pushing hard to make sure that they continue that. Sitting back on a leg. Has a fall into X guard, though.
He's got the X guard set up. Looks like he's looking to sweep. And
He's staying on the leg entanglement, though.
that's the leg.
Oh, watch yourself. There he
Okay, he
is.
still wants the leg.
So much harder to slip the knee line with these gi pants on. I'm interested to see what the chat feels like. How do you feel about the gi pants? Do you feel like it's cool? Do you feel like it's goofy? Tell me what you think. Approaching the halfway point of this match now. 3 minutes remain in round one between Chico Malo, Chanel Perez, and Mauricio Rios.
Another leg entanglement.
Here they go.
A little bit of a leg shootout. It looks like we get set up here.
50-50. Might have it.
Got the heel hook set up. Could be it.
Yeah.
Rios with the inside heel hook. Out of 10th Planet Mexico. Takes out the 4.5-year brown belt. Very impressive.
The inside heel hook does it from Mauricio Rios, and he banks 300 tokens.
Moves on against Jorge Tax in the next round.
If you're joining us in the live
Johnny
chat,
Hernandez checking out the bracket looming over the table.
go ahead and give this thing a share. Let's get this viewership up as we are about to see Rulo Peniche taking on who everybody has to really consider the heavy favorite and the very experienced and very, very dangerous Kyle Chambers. Kyle, the number 1 seed coming in, and he's the top side of the right side of your bracket. We've moved through 4 matches, and we have flown through them so far. We have blasted through this bracket, and I believe that is going to continue.
Yeah, so far this has been like taking the kids to the drag races.
I would expect nothing else in this next match. Kyle Chambers, seasoned black belt out of 10th Planet Freaks, facing blue belt Raul Peniche.
Yeah, Peniche got it. I mean, to say he's got his hands full is a
Tall order.
giant
Chambers,
understatement.
Very tall order.
Chambers arguably has the, or maybe definitely has the most storied record here in this tournament.
For sure, for sure. Definitely the most high-profile competitor. We've
Big
seen
round of
him on,
applause for Kyle Chambers as he steps on the mat.
and man, he is a character too. But look at this,
Hey,
local
here we
favorite.
go.
Peniche gets a big pop as he enters the mat.
The blue belt going to step out here and see if he can make a racket.
Yeah, makes me wonder, how are these brackets chosen? How do you get a blue belt against a legend such as Chambers?
Well, that's the way seeding works. If you're the 16 seed, sorry, dog, you got to take on the number 1 seed.
Ooh, boy.
Chambers sits guard immediately, and Peniche, he wants to be aggressive, but Kyle, he got to be one of the trickiest athletes to go against in the world right now.
What Peniche has going for him is he took my seminar yesterday.
Oh, look at this, Kyle setting up a knee bar on the far side already.
Big time.
Peniche in
Chambers
trouble
so
here.
athletic,
Speed,
in on the
flexibility.
legs. Can't be good for the gi pants situation for our
This is
boy
very
Peniche.
problematic. Backside 50-50 heel hook setup.
Knee is slipping
Knee
though.
line is out. Knee line is out. Golly, the gi pants clearly a factor.
Peniche survives the first attack from Chambers. Man, Chambers was all business as he got ready for this thing. He was not out here to
Look
make
at that
friends.
stone cold face, man. He's got doll's eyes. Looking
Doll's
back at
eyes.
Peniche.
Dude.
And that's the famous line from Jaws, right?
Oh yeah.
And Master of Disguise. More importantly. Chambers, very dynamic, very athletic, very explosive. Going to try to lull Raul in a little deeper. See if he can come away with some avocado cat in his pocket. Round one.
Chambers also with visible ear jewelry. Did not take out his piercings, which is a pretty big flex in my opinion.
It's pretty hardcore, pretty gangster move.
I wonder if he just forgot.
I don't know about that. I think he just likes to party.
I think you're right, Matt.
Seems like a guy with a very intentional look, so I'm thinking he did not forget.
Very interesting. Peniche all right here in the heat of this
Oh,
match.
this is bad news. Got it.
Nice finish.
The knee bar gets it done. 2 minutes in, Kyle Chambers, our number 1 seed, advances through the bracket, and once again,
A lot
we
of
finish.
respect from both athletes too, right there.
Peniche
Yeah.
only training a year and a half. He showed up for the match. Kudos to him, but Kyle Chambers clearly a lot to handle for anybody. Gi pants definitely not helping the case right there.
Kyle Chambers banks
Awesome
300
performance.
tokens, flying avocado cat FAC tokens into his wallet, and every athlete has done that so far. Every athlete leaving with a little bit extra in their pocket. I love it. I love the tokenization. I think it's just such a cool idea. Coming up next in our first round matchup, we got Ramon Maldonado versus Diego San Sebastian. Tell us about these athletes a little bit, Mr. Elkins.
We got Ramon Vargas. He's a brown belt. And then we've got Diego Torres right here, also a brown belt. Seems to be probably one of the smaller guys in the bracket. Diego Torres, a little bit undersized. Let's see if he can compensate for it.
Might actually be helpful with the gi pants and the leg locks, though. I do
Possibly
not
so.
go for leg locks against guys that have significantly shorter legs than me. So
Let's see. Nice.
Oh, going for that outside trip.
sounded like some Muay Thai shins there a little bit.
Vargas looking very composed on the feet. Wise choice by Torres.
Yep. Good response. Pull to guard.
And into the closed guard. That'll slow the action down a little bit. First time I think we've seen closed guard in the entirety of the first round so
That's
far.
the first time. Gentleman being reset to center.
Full house here at 10th Planet Cancun. Beautiful gym. A lot of energy in the room.
Yeah, and
I wasn't even paying attention. We've got standing room only here at 10th Planet Cancun.
And good energy from the crowd as well, which I think is
Sometimes it can be like watching a chess match, and you wish, hey guys, are we awake here? But Cancun audience is lively. They seem engaged, and my goodness, again, the pace of the athletes is.
that's definitely adding. That's
Yeah.
helping.
Very serious.
Oh, sitting back on this straight ankle.
Wow.
Yikes, that was aggressive.
Un minuto para get down.
Maybe too aggressive though.
Yeah, very fast attempt on that straight ankle and a very quick spin out.
We're seeing a lot of.
Guys love their foot sweeps from
I was gonna say we're seeing a lot of like judo style. I wouldn't call it good judo necessarily,
Yes.
but neither guy like changing levels, trying to wrestle out there.
Send Sebastian wise to take a seat there. He's kind of getting manhandled in a couple of those positions against the bigger Maldonado.
See Maldonado, that's the third time I've seen him want to turn for that toe hold. So I think I think we better be careful in this knee shield position.
Yeah, I think he's threatening it, trying to shake that knee shield out of there mostly though, because he hasn't really shown that he's going to actually make that turn. But that's the perfect time to do it once you put that guy to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lull him into a sense of comfortability. We passed the halfway point here. Less than 3 minutes now remains in this first round matchup. Maldonado versus San Sebastian. Ooh, sitting back, looking for the knee.
Good scramble. And we're back where we started.
Again, Kurt, got that hand back on that foot, like he's thinking about sitting back for the toe hold.
Dos minutos.
2 minutes remain in this first round matchup. These guys are trying to bag that crypto. They need to get busy, finish this thing in regulation. This could be our first overtime matchup potentially as we approach the end of regulation.
Yeah, this is about the most slow pace hand fighting that we've seen. And now that I say it, we are in a guillotine attempt.
Arm inside. Doesn't quite have the position he needs yet. What's he need to do to finish that up, Matt?
He's going to have to get that left hand a little deeper and start to tuck his elbow towards his ribs.
Looks like he's playing for the chin strap with his left hand.
San Sebastian doing a good job controlling the hands here. Oh, he bails on the hands.
Now using the guillotine to deepen his pass.
Un minuto.
1 minute remains.
With 60 seconds, you wonder if these guys are considering going to overtime or if they're going to hunt for the finish here. Still pressuring for the pass is Maldonado.
Turning his hip around, maybe looking at a leg.
30 segundos.
Tries the back step. Oh, a nice recovery on the backside.
20 segundos.
20 seconds now. Guys, I believe we're going to see our first overtime.
Maldonado throwing up shakas to the camera.
Hey. Shakas get the people going.
And we head to overtime. Maldonado versus San Sebastian.
Very impressed with San Sebastian's hand discipline and his defense with his frames. Interested to see how that's going to play out in these EBI overtime rounds.
Coin toss getting chaotic.
Just Johnny Hernandez casually following the coin around the mat. Maldonado wins the toss, so he gets first choice, and he'll take back position first.
Wasn't able to reach any kind of significant position like this in regulation. Let's see if he can get the finish here. Reminder, a submission in overtime worth 200 flying avocado cat straight to the body triangle is Maldonado.
Maldonado trying to peel the hands. Could be losing the angle.
San Sebastian with a pretty quick escape there.
25 seconds worth of ride time for Maldonado as we move to the
See if
bottom
San
of the first
Sebastian can
round.
Get on offense here. His first offensive position.
Recovery, that was close.
As I mentioned before, San Sebastian's been very disciplined with his hand and foot placement.
Nice job. Switches off to the double underhooks to secure the position. Oh, got greedy.
Got a little greedy there at the end.
33 seconds, though. He does beat Maldonado's ride time by 8 seconds in the first part of the overtime. We move to the top of round 2.
Close first inning. We go to the second, top of the second. Straight to the body triangle, all the way to the flex foot. Appears to have good positioning. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, tap in 15 seconds.
We caught the tap. And
so
there we go.
that means that San Sebastian is going to have 15 seconds.
He's going to have to go for it here.
He's going to have to get
Drag
the
race.
submission in less than 15 seconds.
Here we go.
He has no time to waste here.
Body triangle.
Oh! This one's
Oh,
close.
and
He could finish it.
This could be it.
6 segundos.
5 seconds remain. He stretches.
Oh, the shocker.
throws
He's
up the
gonna
shotgun.
do good.
Oh,
what a
drama to close overtime.
Awesome performance by Ramon Maldonado, advancing to the next round with an overtime submission over Diego San Sebastian. Tough match.
And he'll bank 200 flying avocado tokens with that submission in overtime.
Maldonado earns himself a matchup against the heavy favorite Kyle Chambers in the next round.
For your trouble and your fine performance, we're going to put you in with Kyle Chambers next.
Congratulations, sir. Come on down.
All right, we move on to our next matchup here in the first round. It's going to be Mateo Avalar coming to us out of Houston, Texas. Ground Dwellers Jiu-Jitsu, trains under his dad, Eddie Avalar, the Carlos Machado Association. He'll be taking on Alberto Flores, El Mutilador.
This is our second black belt matchup. Second out of the two matchups, two black belts together. Very interesting.
Listen, I don't speak Spanish, but I'm pretty sure that nickname means the mutilator.
Yeah, that one translates into English pretty directly.
Oh, you know what? Actually, it looks like that matchup is actually incorrect. What we're going to see here is actually Mateo, who's already out on the mat, and now Chuy Magana is coming out here with him. So they had the graphic incorrect. But the matchup is Mateo Avalar in the light blue versus Chuy Magana here in the dark blue pants. I like those gi pants
I was about to say,
Mateo has on.
Same.
as a man who does not practice with the cloth, those are a fine set of gi pants there.
You're not a man of the cloth?
I'm also interested in cutting those off at the 5-inch seam.
Moves them into the wall. First time we've seen the wall in play,
The
but
walls are in, ladies and gentlemen, here in Cancun.
Magana
30 segundos para get down.
moving forward. Magana aggressive, gets the takedown.
Avalar getting out-wrestled a little bit in the opening here.
15 segundos para get down.
They trade positions. Magana now to the bottom position. Ooh, inverts, gets on the leg, inside heel. He's got it.
That's done. Chuy Magana, the 23-year-old black belt, finishing quickly with the heel hook. Little limp out of Mateo Avalar. Hopefully he's okay.
Quick finish in regulation.
And that brings us to our final matchup of the first round.
Let's talk about the action that we've seen so far before we get into this final matchup. So Guevara took out Alberto Pasos in our first matchup, wins with an arm lock. Angel Menchaca moves on with an inside heel hook over Carlo Monsi. Then Jorge Tax takes the outside heel hook win over the real Big Ben, Will Kelly. And Mauricio Rios from 10th Planet here locally with the inside heel hook over Chico Malo. That completed the first side of the bracket. Over on the right side of the bracket, Kyle Chambers takes out Raul Peniche with a beautiful knee bar. And our number 1 seed advances where he'll take on Ramon Maldonado, who is our only athlete that won in overtime so far. He beat Sebastian with a rear naked choke in overtime. And then Mateo Avalar, a little bit of an upset here, falls to Chuy Magana via inside heel hook. And now we approach our last matchup here of the first round, where we're going to see the killer Osvaldo take on Adrian Lara.
Adrian Lara, nicknamed Kimura after his favorite submission.
So pay no attention to that graphic that just went up. That was incorrect. This matchup is Osvaldo versus Lara. Right away into a dominant
Inside
position.
trip to the dominant position. That should be worth 75 avocado cat, ladies and gentlemen. Quick pass to the north-south. Looks like he's going to cook him a little bit. You see, he wanted to grab the gi pants. Yeah, it's so tempting.
How do you not?
Of course. Transitions to the mount.
And very strong positional work so far. Ooh, triangle choke. He's got the triangle. He's got it locked on his foot. Looks like he might have it, though. Is that hand tucked on the inside?
There on that ankle.
I think his hand is on the inside as well.
Piernas en su estómago, Adrián. Piernas en su estómago. Levántate, piernas en su estómago. Cede la montada.
Adrian Lara looking to show some defensive prowess right here. He's been in a few bad spots. This obviously the worst so far. Looking pretty comfortable.
260 joining us here on the YouTube live stream. Over 400 joining us on the Twitter live stream.
Awesome.
Big
Thank you
shout
guys
out.
for tuning
Oh,
in.
look at
And he's
this.
out. Weathered
So-
the storm. Let's see if Kanyamar still has some energy in those legs after the takedowns, transitions, and quite a long triangle attempt.
2 minutes down in this final first round matchup here at the Johnny Hernandez Invitational. Brought to you by the Flying Avocado Cat Token.
Adrian Lara, coached by Jorge Tax, one of our other competitors in the bracket, clearly
Oh.
not giving it up smooth in front of the sensei.
I have to ask him to teach me that because it's very, very
smooth.
clean.
An arm drag to inside trip. Very,
love it.
very nice.
Great combination. Ooh.
Just overwhelming him with the pace and the guard passing, the side-to-side work,
This is a
positional
man
dominance.
who drills his A game.
Very good lateral movement, opening up the gap, passing through. Very savvy play.
3 minutos. 3 minutos.
We have passed the halfway point of our final first-round matchup. Lara versus the Killer. And the Killer getting killed right now.
Lara's going to need to turn up the heat here a little bit. Start working his frames. Start working his position. 'Cause I have a feeling it's not going to get better in overtime.
Osvaldo Canemar with great positional control, great pins of the upper body, really making him work his way out of this spot right here.
Matchup between two brown belts.
2 minutos.
But Canemar looking, oh my, jumps in on arm and guillotine. This is a pretty good shot.
Oh, he says his favorite submission.
I think that's
guillotine.
it.
That's going to be it. Yes, sir.
Beautifully done.
Totally dominant performance by Osvaldo Canemar.
Canemar's wearing Marcelo Garcia on his pants, and watching his game, it's kind of got that vibe.
Very fun. Very excited to watch him in the next round.
So
Taking
that
Chewy
completes,
Magana.
that completes our first round. All submissions in regulation, save one. And even the one that went to overtime had a submission. And that was actually pretty exciting because it came down to the wire.
What a poetic way to go about it, right?
Yeah,
It's
very
the
cool,
shootout.
man. Very cool.
I heard you talking the other day about the EBI overtime rules producing some of the most exciting moments, and similar to hockey has the shootout. We've had a gridlock 3-3, 0-0 maybe, and now we're gonna watch these boys shoot it out in our favorite submissions. It's definitely a really fun rule set.
Very fun rule set and very fun way to add to the pot for the athletes here with the, I guess, what do we call this, the tokenization of jiu-jitsu. Is this the first time that you've ever seen that? I mean, you're in both these worlds. You're a black belt. You're a crypto master.
I have seen a lot of sponsorship from blockchain companies and people trying to promote something from an investment standpoint. I have not ever seen the token be part of the tournament. So as far as I'm aware, that's a first, and I think they're doing it quite well.
Yeah, it's super interesting, right? And so everybody banked at least a little something. We had a couple of athletes that picked up 75 extra tokens because of some of the techniques that they were able to pull off during the match. And then each athlete that won was able, if they won in regulation, then they banked an extra 300 flying avocado cat tokens. And then Maldonado won with a submission in overtime. And so he banked an extra 200. And now we've completed the first round, and they're going to get a chance to bank a couple more. Hey, if you're an athlete out here in this bracket, how much incentive does that add to like how you want to perform?
It's a very interesting spin on how to try to push the action. I like rewarding the guys for the action rather than penalizing them.
Yes.
I think it creates a different type of vibe as a competitor. And obviously all these promotions that are trying to pay the athletes are being championed and being brought to the forefront of jiu-jitsu, and to see these guys getting creative on how to do it, it's super fun. Very interested.
Kurt?
Yeah, I mean, and we're seeing it here. I mean, how many times do you sit and watch 90 minutes of tournament and see every match? You're getting taps on everybody. That's I think it's showing that the incentive being placed where it is, it's getting exactly what we want. I would not be embarrassed to show my friends and family, say, hey guys, I do jiu-jitsu, and this is what it looks like. The pace on these guys, they're going for aggressive takedowns, the wrestling, the passing. Nobody is moving slow, steady. This is a fight in every way, or at least as much as possible in jiu-jitsu style rules.
Yeah. And I was a little worried maybe we would see like a bit slower action because of the added friction of the gi pants. I don't think that's been a factor at all.
No, the upper body's been free to pummel and try to dig under hooks, and head positioning, everything's obviously still a factor. There has been a little bit of a gridlock in some of the knee cutting, which you see even without the pants. But I was interested to I wanted to ask some of the guys how much experience they have with the cloth involved, and but still allowing the action to progress. I'm interested to see with the 8-minute matches in this next round, are we going to see the pace change at all?
If I had to guess, I would say no. But, a lot of times.
Not here in Cancun, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of times you'll hear people blame maybe a slow event on the rule set. And that can be true for sure. But I really think it's about the athletes that you put into the rule set. And again, we're here with this Mexican fighting spirit. These guys are not here to stall. They're not here to play around.
I think they've got a little bit of that find out fast in them as well, and I dig that about them. I dig that a lot.
Thank you so much. If you're one of the over 400 joining us right now on Twitter, if you're one of the 300 joining us right now on YouTube, thank you for joining us for the Johnny Hernandez #1. And thank you for the Flying Avocado Cat for being a big part of what we're trying to do here. Hey, if you're watching, jump out there. Go on, Uniswap? Is that the best way to pick this thing up?
Uniswap, MetaMask, and basically anywhere you can swap Ethereum-based tokens, I think you can get this done.
All right. Go support the ones that support your sport. Flying Avocado Cat, thank you.
We're going to dive into this second round. Sebastian Guevara facing Miguel Menchaca. Both black belts finishing the first round matches by submission and regulation.
Guevara over with the victory over Pasos via arm lock. Menchaca with the win over Monsi via inside heel hook. And we're ready to get rocking. That's Menchaca with the tattoos. And Guevara, both of them in the blue pants. So you got to call them tattoo and not tattoo if you're trying to identify.
Both gentlemen slapping those grips on as well.
Oh, yeah, and they're aggressive here.
We got the Russian
boys
tie.
are-
Oh, look at this
yeah.
Menchaca.
Not like the Russian tie.
Oh, big takedown. Nice action right here in front of us.
Both athletes coming in hot at the announcer's table.
I thought I was going to catch a man bun right here at the front table.
Menchaca fighting for that guard recovery. Does get pushed back. And hey, a nice reversal as Monsi got a little bit overexcited, lost his weight distribution. Ends up with Menchaca on top position.
Both guys taking a second for some advanced grip fighting here.
And they've got a couple more seconds here. First round matchups were 6 minutes. These second round quarterfinal matchups, 8 minutes. Oh, a nice movement, but watch out for this leg lock entry by Monsi.
The backside 50-50 for a moment here.
Knee bar.
Guevara with a little grip on the pants there a moment ago.
I think it's a toe hold. I can't see. Oh,
It is a
It's
toe hold. Menchaca navigating well. Here's another knee bar shot. Ooh, that one's pretty tight.
Now it's a knee bar.
Oh!
Very nice work.
Beautiful finish.
Big finish, Carlo Monsi. Sorry, Guevara. I apologize. I kept saying Monsi. That was Guevara.
That's, correct me if I'm wrong, that's 600 Avocado Cat on top of the 500 he started with. My man's walking away with 1,100 in Avocado Cat so far.
I think you're right.
Not a bad day at the office.
I think that's 300 per match. So,
Started with 500, 300 in the next 2 rounds.
yep.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And we'll move on to our next matchup here in the quarterfinals. It's going to be Jorge Tax, who is the winner over Will Kelly via outside heel hook in round 1. He'll be taking on Mauricio Rios, who was the winner over Chico Malo in round 1 with an inside heel hook. So it's Tax versus Rios coming up right now.
Rios, the only purple belt left in the bracket. Taking on Jorge, no more tax. God bless that man.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment.
Indeed.
Tax very scrappy. Seen him in, oh, look at that. Tax drops down into the top of the front headlock position. Both athletes on their knees. What would you like to see these athletes try to do from here, Matt?
Gonna see a sit out? Looked like he was thinking about that sit out.
Or are you trying to shove that elbow to the inside, maybe thinking about setting up this power guillotine or maybe even an anaconda choke. Yes, it's the arm inside. That can be very dangerous.
Unorthodox position to finish.
Maybe the back, yeah. The back's there.
Rios saves himself, but ends up on the bottom of side control for his troubles.
Back where we started in that turtle and wrestling up.
Tax.
Both guys, 10th Planet products, not afraid of the front headlock here. Nice to see the boys playing in the front headlock. Jorge threatening the guillotine and the back dilemma. Very smooth.
Tax skips around to the other side. Got the hooks in. Moves to the back. Jorge Tax.
Tax clearly pushing the pace for the whole match so far.
But nice work there by Rios. Free himself from the back position. But Tax just dancing around him so far. Jorge really showing his experience so far in this match. He's had a couple of decent looks, but he hasn't blown his energy trying to get a finish that wasn't quite there. Comes up to his toes, putting a little extra pressure down. We saw him sit back on that outside heel hook in round one. He thought about sitting back for it again right there. Rios looks to be getting overwhelmed just a little bit.
No, we might be seeing something like that.
Tax switching off. Outside heel hook coming. He's got it.
Like it was
there it is.
Reset up.
Oh, I thought he had that one for sure. He's still in the game, though. Rios frees the knee. Excellent leg lock exchange. Rios ends up on top position. Now he'll pass the guard of Jorge Tax. Tax recovers. There's the guard pass.
All right.
Rios
in the
switching.
the halfway point of this match, these guys are starting to pick the pace up a little bit. Now we've got Mauricio Rios on top looking to set up some offense for the first time.
Tax with a nice move through. Hey, very deep heel hook attempt.
Grimace for the finish.
Getting the finger whack.
Oh, Rios countering.
Rios going to get on offense here.
4 minutos, 4 minutos.
We passed the halfway point. Leg lock shootout here in Cancun.
Well, Rios has given us the finger wag twice now, showing he perhaps has rubber tendons as his secret weapon.
Good defensive positioning here by Jorge, keeping that toe pointed, heels turned towards the ribs, but this is not the good here. He got it. Rios with the big win over the veteran Jorge Tax, and Rios moves into the semifinals with the inside heel hook. Big win, and he banks 300 FAC tokens, adds to his pot.
I think we need a bonus for patience and focus for Rios here. Letting everybody do the work until it's time to explode. It's a pretty impressive finish.
Outstanding work by Mauricio Rios. Moves himself into the semifinals. He'll face Guevara. The left side of the bracket has been all submissions so far.
The purple belt stays alive. Moving on to the semifinals. Very impressive.
Very nice work. Shout out to all of you joining us on X. Over 500 of you watching right now. 300 of you watching on YouTube. We appreciate you joining us. Go ahead, give this a like. Go ahead, subscribe to the channels that are making this broadcast available to you here on YouTube and on X. And go ahead and learn a little bit about this FAC Flying Avocado token. Might be exactly what the jiu-jitsu world needs. A little incentive to get out here and get busy in the middle of this tournament. Tokenizing jiu-jitsu for the very first time. The Flying Avocado cat. I just love saying it, dude.
Yeah, you just can't get enough of it.
I feel like I just want to talk about it the whole time.
It's hard to be absurd in 2024.
But they found a way.
But if you ask an AI to meme you to death, it seems Grok's got it in the bag.
Well, while we get ready for this next match, why don't you tell us a little bit about how, just briefly, about how that came to be.
So the people behind FAC, they basically asked Grok, which is the AI owned by X, Elon Musk CEO, said, hey, design us a perfect tokenomic system for incentivizing a jiu-jitsu tournament. And came up with a beautiful brand, beautiful name, and now we're seeing it being used on the Ethereum blockchain. And so far, the Grok AI looks like it's figured out at least a little bit on how to capture fire with the culture and make the whole thing a little more fun.
And this is their first time attempting to do it with a jiu-jitsu event, but from what I understand, they have plans to really try to dig their hooks, no pun intended, but put their hooks into the jiu-jitsu community and try to make this something that happens in a lot of tournaments moving forward.
Absolutely. And I think the other interesting thing is, what sport doesn't use a bracket?
Yeah.
And if you start seeing athletes saying, hey, you know what, I won a few hundred tokens at the end of this thing, and then they went up 10,000x in value, all of a sudden you start having athletes saying, hey, what would it take for us to have such a thing? And so I think that's how you start to get the gears turning and start changing the way people think about sports promotion and ultimately the prize pool. And maybe in 5 years we'll have people saying, you know what, I won't enter a tournament that doesn't have an incentive token in it for me.
Yeah, and maybe we get them involved in the PGF and get them involved in this fantasy a little bit. I'm working on it. Okay, the new bracket is ready to go. Let's look at this bracket here. As we've completed our left side of the bracket all the way out to the semifinals, where Guevara has advanced into the semifinals. He had a win via arm lock, win via knee bar, and then Mauricio Rios with 2 inside heel hooks makes his way into the semifinals. We've still got to complete the right side of the bracket. Kyle Chambers, big knee bar. He's the heavy favorite heading into this tournament, but he's going to be facing Ramon Maldonado here coming up in our next matchup. And then at the bottom of the right side of the bracket, it's going to be Magana, who had the inside heel hook victory, going to be taking on Kanyamar, who had the big arm-in guillotine finish. Still to determine who's going to be in the semifinals, but we're about ready to kick this thing off. And it looks like they're ready to make a move. Johnny Hernandez steps back out to the mat.
Crowd's getting angsty.
Yeah, we're talking too much. They want to see Kyle Chambers, and here he comes. Maldonado versus Chambers.
Yeah, a little bit showboat versus showboat here. We were getting the shakas on of Maldonado, and Chambers is, his whole personality is a showboat out there on the mat. So
I love
expecting
it.
some fireworks.
I love it.
One.
I'm a big Kyle Chambers fan.
Kyle Chambers, the 31-year-old black belt out of 10th Planet Freaks in San Diego. Ramon Maldonado, 23-year-old brown belt.
Respectful handshake.
Yeah, and you talked about these guys both like to to show out, but both these guys are actually very respectful athletes that showboat doesn't necessarily have to go with disrespectful. It could just be fun to watch.
You do have to give the people what they want.
Hey, ultimately, this is a sport that's about entertainment. Kyle's going to get in on a leg lock early.
They might already
Oh,
be
that's
there.
trouble.
Yeah.
Kyle
man.
Chambers in less than a minute jumps up, shakes it off, and advances into the semifinals with the inside heel hook.
32-second heel hook for Kyle Chambers. Very impressive.
Kyle Chambers showing exactly why he was the #1 seed coming into this tournament.
Big statement moving into the semifinals by Kyle Chambers.
Somehow he splits the difference on being both very cold and calculated, but also just that like explosive new school. I mean, he has no expression on his face, but then digs under for very fancy setup right off of that takedown, and I mean just jumps right into it. It's like he knows what's going to happen before it starts. He's just got a perfect answer for it. It's beautiful.
Well, in a lot of ways, you got to think he might know what's going to happen before it starts. The experience that he has at a high-level competition, he's head and shoulders above a lot of the guys in this bracket, and it's showing already.
Absolutely.
We're going to move on to our next matchup. It's going to be Chuy Magana versus Osvaldo Canyamar. Who will take on Kyle Chambers in the semifinal? Man, this bracket is moving fast.
It sure is. I mean, we might have dinner before the sun goes down, John.
Hey, man, some of these guys might be taking us out with their FAC token. Somebody trying to buy me some Italian food next door. That place was good. We ate there last night, that Prima Donna.
I've heard about half a dozen people saying, man, have you had the Italian here? I think I'm going to have to try it.
Tonight's the night, my boy.
If you guys find yourself in Cancun, you guys definitely got to come through and check out 10th Planet Cancun. Awesome setup, awesome vibe in the
Beautiful
gym.
facility.
Beautiful facility. And, man, what a location. 30 feet outside the front door. Fantastic Italian food. Can't get better.
Chuy Magana in the blue. Osvaldo Canyamar in the black. Who will take on Kyle Chambers in the semis?
Ooh, stuffed it that time.
He tried that same play that he hit a couple of times in his last
loves
round.
that arm dragged inside.
Those are heavy foot sweep attempts.
I'd almost just call those leg kicks.
Yeah.
Sick calf kick.
20 segundos para get down.
Chuy Magana.
He going for that Uchimata.
Uchimata attempt.
10 segundos para get down.
Chuy Magana takes a seat.
He goes for the
23-year-old
Uchimata
black belt.
first, and then he sits down. We call that the Scoochimata. I just made that up.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Goodness.
Boy, if y'all thought I was as funny as I think I am, I would be very rich.
I know that you do it for yourself, but it's an honor. Ooh.
That was a quick
Sneaky
armbar
little
attempt.
elbow genie arm lock attempt right there. Shout out to the elbow genie.
Jonathan Roberts of BGF
There'd be more
fame.
orthopedic surgeon sponsors for these sorts of tournaments.
Oh, like my boy, Dr. Michael Cantrell out of TOC in Huntsville, Alabama. That's who you're talking about?
Shout out to Dr. Cantrell.
He's helped me out several times.
Get down.
And don't blink when these guys start coiling up
20
here.
segundos para get down.
Guys are both very aggressive. Chuy Magana, 23-year-old black belt, man. It's very impressive. 14 years of training. Started training when he was 9 years old. And just very tenacious, very aggressive.
That's
Playing
something
from
we
the
see
spot.
more and more of, man, these young black belts that have been training since they were kids. 23 years old with 14 years of experience.
Insane.
Oh, nice entry. He's going to
it's
get that.
on the
Hey!
Beautiful entry from Chuy Magana.
And we're going to see a leg lock shootout between him and Kyle Chambers. Magana advances with a beautiful inside heel hook And our semifinals are set. It's going to be Kyle Chambers versus Chuy Magana, 2 black belts meeting in the semis. And it's going to be Guevara versus Rios on the other side. Each athlete, in fact, every match so far in this bracket, with the exception of one, has finished inside of regulation. Each of these athletes keeps banking these tokens. Man, this is cool. I love the tokenization. This is just such a interesting element to add to the tournament.
Oh, the Jiu-Jitsu gods are teaching us a few lessons with this tournament. I think it's both the rule set and the incentives.
And the choice of athletes, too. That's just can't be overlooked. These guys are aggressive. They're coming out. They're playing hard. They're playing fast. They're hunting for submissions. They're giving this crowd something to be excited about, and they're giving our viewers something to stay tuned for. 300 on YouTube, almost 600, actually over 600 now on X.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Go pick up some FAC on Uniswap right now.
Well, I think that's kind of the key here is having blue to black. You get guys that have big reputations on the line, but you get blue and purple belts out here. They've got a lot to prove. I mean, these guys could be
hungry
over the next 18 months, saying, "Hey, I'm the guy that beat 2 black belts at that really kick-ass tournament in Cancun." And so I think that's how you start to get this stuff to turn into multiples and start getting bigger fans, bigger purses, better tokenomics, and all of that. So this is an exciting little bit to be part of.
Through the rise of other combat sports, you see these guys that are delivering on the entertainment value. It is an entertainment sport. As much as we love the art of jiu-jitsu, and of course everybody loves a winner, you got to go out there and give the people what they want. And they want to see some action. They don't want to watch a snooze fest, and obviously today's been nothing short of just fireworks in every single match.
And we're about to move into our first super fight. We're going to give these guys a little, in the bracket, a little bit of time to rest here before we move into the semifinals. But we're going to be seeing Rain and Sky is going to be taking on Jare Robledo. Did I do pretty good on that?
That was beautiful.
If they are Spanish origin, you're correct. It could also be Jade and Rainin. So.
You know what? I think we just got our answer. Here comes Jade right here. Got her hair like she likes it as she enters the mat. Purple belt, training right here at 10th Planet Cancun. Taking on Rain and Sky, also coming out of that Gracie Baja gym, I believe, in Playa del Carmen. So 2 local athletes.
Big reaction for these ladies. We're going to give them a chance to steal the show from the guys right now.
Yeah, here we go.
No shake and bomb. All business.
Jade pulls guard right away. And a much different pace right away. Very calculated from both of these ladies.
That hip control, butterfly hook. So both athletes looking for that moment to really flip the switch here.
As we change over to 10-minute rounds now and all the matches moving forward, see these ladies setting it up shop, taking a little more of a calculated pace.
It's a good point. It's about 50% longer match here. So let's take a minute and feel each other out for first 1 or 2 here.
But you can see the clinching strength from Jade, though, right away. She's setting up this maybe arm crunch. She's got both her butterfly hooks in.
This is looking like shoulder clamp city here. Oh,
yeah, there's definitely an opportunity for her to do that. Chooses not to. Ooh, Rainin flattens her out, and Jade moving in. Jade moving into her lockdown. But Rainin keeping that strong top pressure. Got to watch out for this electric chair sweep here.
She says the electric chair is her favorite submission. We might see one here.
And the lockdown, talk about the gi pants being a factor. When the lockdown is played, the gi pants are a much, much stronger factor.
Uh-oh, we might see her dig the second underhook from the bottom side and start to make something shake here.
Switches off, moving into a rubber guard, though.
It's also the most I've heard from the corners. You can hear a lot of coaching going on in this match.
And here's the meat hook off the bottom position from Hade. But Renan doing a good job winning that inside space as much as she can. Forces her out of the rubber guard and back into the butterflies.
Renan Sky to Gracie Baja and Playa de Carmen, bringing that heavy top pressure. Tight head position, heavy hips as she's trying to pass here.
Hade perhaps setting up a guillotine. Not exactly the position she needs, but she could definitely work into something offensive here. Renan's starting to pop her head
like a
out.
Shallow guillotine, but Renan's definitely respecting it. She looks irritated by it.
Looks
Could
like
be setting up
continues to open her
100%
up a little
here.
bit. Here we go. Hands are locked.
This is going to be a very strong position. She may be able to turn her with this.
Very uncomfortable.
She lost that yeah, now she gets the butterfly hook back. You want that butterfly hook on the same side as the 100% to get the turn. Oh, there's the sweep.
Very good sweep.
Excellent work.
Tough spot here for Renan Sky.
And looks like maybe a figure 4 arm lock.
I mean, we're in
Potentially.
serious neck crank city right here, actually.
That neck pressure
This
is
looks like a brutal high mount. With
Hade wants to jump over that arm and move to the back, but she's got a really nice neck crank working here.
she's going to make her dig herself out of this spot right here.
You see Renan trying to stuff her hand back through, but man, she is in a tough spot there, full mount now.
It looks like the neck is no longer in danger, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff coming.
Heavy 10th Planet style so far from Hade. We've seen her incorporate the rubber guard, the lockdown, the 100% sweep. All classic 10th Planet plays. Oh, Hade may be setting up. Nice job by Renan.
5 minutos. 5 minutes.
Here comes the arm triangle. Uh-oh, this is big trouble.
You could see
5 minutes remaining. Plenty of time to work here from the top position. Big squeeze on this arm triangle. Transitioning maybe to the Rulatola team possibly.
No, she's going to the back for sure. Throwing this dilemma between the arm triangle and the back take. Renan staying on her side, really offering neither so far. Hade trying to flatten her back out. She's riding a little high. She might lose her here. Renan gonna pop out of there and end up on top position. Excellent work. Great survivability.
well, let's see if she's got any gas left. Her lips were looking blue in the middle of that arm triangle.
4 minutos. 4 minutes.
Now approaching 700 concurrent viewers on X.
Renan looking for that pressure pass, trying to advance her position and try to get some karma back from the last few minutes here.
And I think Hade is setting up this 100% again. Here she goes. You can hear her coach calling for her to put her head in the middle, but I mean, you can't from the 100%. She's getting stretched out. What does Hade need to do to complete this sweep here, Matt?
Honestly, right now, by the color of Renan's face, she might just hang out right here and cook her a little bit. Definitely needs to off-balance her a little bit to her left side, towards the back side.
Head pops
Use the
out.
short Kimura grip to possibly set up the sweep or the back take.
3 minutos. 3 minutes.
Man, this match has been a grind.
A lot of action, though. It's been a much slower pace, but there's been plenty to watch.
Yeah, very tight.
Here comes the rubber guard, moving into the omoplata. Renan tries to roll through. Stuck here. Hade completes the sweep. Very nice work. Top position now.
The ladies absolutely delivering on the match here. A lot of action. Renan Sky fought herself out of a couple of tough spots. Hade looking to set up another one with the back take here. Belly down. She's being disciplined with her head position here, looking to dig that right arm underneath the neck possibly.
2 minutes left in regulation.
2 minutos, 2 minutes.
Oh, this could be big trouble. Hade moving her way towards the close.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, Renan shakes.
Oh, no, beautiful
And
defense.
she just cleared that back connection.
Wiggle to survive.
The shade of red, her face, that was insane.
Arm lock
thought
attempt
it
coming
was
here
over for
from
sure.
Hade.
She needs this pass just for the moral victory.
She got it.
I think she's got it.
1 minute,
Close to it.
1 minute to go. Hade squeezes out a guard recovery.
Yeah.
1 minuto, 1 minuto.
Here's the lockdown again with the underhook this time. Much different position than what she had before.
Looking to elevate that foot a little bit.
Here comes the electric chair,
This
getting
is
her
favorite
stretched out.
submission. This is her shot with 40 seconds left.
30 segundos.
There's the electric chair, and she's got her stretch.
Looking to make Eddie proud right here.
Got to be careful with that knee. All that lockdown puts tremendous amount of pressure on that knee. I've seen more people injured with the lockdown and the electric chair than any position in jiu-jitsu.
Well, I would have tapped already, but I'm a
Switching
very
out to the
inflexible
outside heel hook
38-year-old.
attempt. 5 seconds to go. Looks like Renan is going to survive this one. A lot of strong offense from Hade, but we will move into overtime.
Instant coin toss.
The coin flip into overtime. Looks like Renan Sky is going to get to make the first choice here. Dug herself out of some very tight spots. Very good defense.
Just an impressive display of jiu-jitsu. These girls are showing really, really tight jiu-jitsu across the board.
Absolutely.
Ready.
Renan takes offense first in the top portion of our overtime. The chat's saying this has been the best matchup so far.
Yeah, the ladies are really delivering, giving everybody here in 10th Planet Cancun everything they want and a little bit more here in this overtime matchup.
Giving them something to cheer for.
Everybody's on their feet. They got their phones out videoing. This is awesome.
Ooh, belly down.
All right, we are now belly down.
Could be a problem. Renan looking to close this thing out. Hade retreating, almost freeing herself. She's going to have to free her elbow here.
Looks like out to me.
45 seconds of ride time for Renan.
Well, it's not only standing room only, but it is standing room plus. We've got some people elevated on the parallel bars now.
Renan starting to slip that chest connection already. Hade chasing her, drops the hooks, keeps the elbow trapped though, so it's still alive. It's all about the position of that elbow when you're watching these overtimes. Renan starting to slip, but there it is. 25 seconds, so Renan accumulates 45, Hade accumulates 25 seconds of ride time, and we move into the top of the second portion of our overtime.
We got a nail biter here, ladies and gentlemen, in our first special match. Top of the second.
And I think that slow pace that Hade likes to play could be working against her in these overtimes here. You can see she's very slow and calculated, both offensively and defensively, and it's allowing Renan to rack up a little bit of ride time on her.
Well, that could be a little bit of the Gracie Baja strategy. And they're one of the teams known most for just having very tight, very clean, positional dominance, transitions, etc. So it's a good way to win this when you're going up against an opponent that's seemingly got your number in a lot of ways.
Bottom of the second, Renan gets 35 seconds of ride time there. Hade's got a little catching up to do. She only accumulated 25 seconds in her first overtime. Much better connection from her this time. Ooh, and there goes Renan starting to slip that chest connection once again. Here she goes, elbow, there it is. 18 seconds, even faster than last time. As we head into the top of the third round of overtime, 37 seconds separates these two ladies. Renan out in front.
Note the difference in their head positioning. Renan being very disciplined with her chin, inserting it over the shoulder every single rep.
And again, Hade just not showing that explosiveness here in her overtime.
Such a close match. This is absolutely awesome.
Hade slips that bottom hook. Now her hip goes to the mat. Can she get her back down and escape this quickly?
Left elbow out.
That looks like out to me. All right, there we go.
That was 27 seconds. So
got a little blur here on the cheek of Renan Sky. Possibly a little scratch.
So Hade needs to accumulate 64.
Match, actually, it was a dot a few minutes ago, and now we got a streak. So
Hade needs to accumulate 64 seconds of ride time here.
She's going to take the arm here.
Renan has 107 seconds. Renan has 107 seconds of ride time so far. Jade, Hade.
T-shirt wipe.
Hade has 43 seconds of ride time, so she needs to get at least 64 seconds of ride time to tie or a submission to finish.
Looks like she's going to chase a submission here from the arm.
Yeah, interesting choice.
It's a very interesting choice.
Well, but she hasn't been able to build the ride time from the back, so she may feel that she's got a stronger chance here. She's keeping control. Ooh, losing that arm a little bit, saves it.
Here. A little bit of an isolation with the arm. Elbow to elbow, deep grip still for Hade here.
Oh. 25 seconds so far.
Possibly the triangle as she sits up. She's got the triangle locked.
Looking to break the grip.
Becoming very clear why she chose this position. She's got a very powerful spot.
Oh, she lost the arm though.
She's still got her in the rear triangle of sorts.
Regathers the arm.
Rear triangle here. Diving elbow to elbow here.
53 seconds. She needs 10 more seconds to win via overtime. And she gets the tap!
Oh, Hade Robledo with the tenacious finish in the bottom of the third in EBI overtime. Fantastic work from the purple belt from 10th Planet Cancun. Oh man, the people are on their feet here. Standing ovation for the ladies. Awesome match.
Incredible energy in this room.
Bro, I got chills. That was awesome.
Standing ovation
That
from
was
the
awesome.
crowd.
And the numbers keep going up on the live stream. These athletes are delivering for everybody watching. We're closing in on 800 now, watching concurrently on X, over 300 with us on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Got Johnny Hernandez over at the announcement table.
I believe that we're going to take it to our first semifinal matchup.
I think you're right, Matt. Our first semifinal matchup, getting ready to take the mats. It's going to be Sebastian Guevara. He's got here with an arm lock and a knee bar, both in regulation. And he's going to be taking on Mauricio Rios, who got here with 2 inside heel hooks. The purple belt still alive in this bracket, looking to shake things up. With another win here, he could find himself in the finals. On the other side of the bracket, it's your number 1 seed, Kyle Chambers. 2 quick leg lock finishes against Peniche and Maldonado put him into the semifinals. But it's the young 23-year-old black belt, Chuy Magana, finding himself in the semifinals with 2 quick finishes as well.
Very impressed.
That's going to be a leg lock shootout for sure.
Mauricio Rios, the purple belt, at a 10th planet here in Mexico. The only purple belt left. All 3 of the remaining contestants are black belts, showing some tenacity and upsetting a couple of guys to make himself here to the semifinals.
What a great energy from the crowd.
And it wouldn't feel like a modern-day jiu-jitsu tournament without couches and a puppy dog on the front row.
You're right.
Well, this is 2024. There are no rules except on the mat.
And we're getting ready to throw back to the mats right now to get our semifinals underway. We will begin with Sebastian Guevara taking on Mauricio Rios.
This is going to be 2 very different styles against each other. We've got Guevara, very aggressive, pushing the pace, but Rios very much likes to coil up and then just go for it right when he needs to. So let's see how this one plays out.
Guevara pulls guard. That's him in the blue. Rios on top with the black. Ten-minute matches here in the semifinals.
Guevara on bottom in the blue pants out of Art of Jiu-Jitsu. Mauricio Rios on top.
Ooh, nice wrestle up.
Nice wrestle up. Takedown.
Nice.
Rios not letting him just play with it.
Good control of the head. Such a crucial thing to do in passing no.
Oh, look at this rolling Kimura attempt, but very nice work by Guevara.
Beautiful passing. Oh.
This is trouble for Rios.
Young purple belt finding himself in trouble early.
Been very impressed with his defense all day today. Let's see what he's got here. Sebastian with plenty of time to work.
Going for the hand trap.
Foot pummeling from both gentlemen, but it looks like Rios is about to get his arm isolated.
This is big trouble.
This is a very popular sequence. Single arm rear naked choke.
Palm to palm. Looking for the kill. Not quite there. Rios survives.
Wow.
Oh, man.
2 minutes down in our first semifinal match.
Mauricio Rios, 5-1 in the MMA, obviously super tough.
Finds his way out.
There it is, beautiful defense. He survives.
Oh, beautiful passing. Oh, look at this passing sequence from Guevara.
Very impressive passing from Sebastian Guevara.
Definitely rhymes of the Mendez brothers. So you can see that art of jiu-jitsu game playing out
Absolutely.
real strong. But man, Rios, we might need to come up with a nickname for this guy. Maybe Hard to Kill?
The Terminator.
Guevara grinding him out, though. This passing's going to wear Rios out
Yeah, I
if he
was about
keeps
to say, you
struggling
could
like
see
that off the bottom.
You can see a little exhale, a little sigh right there after the pass. Nice frames.
He's working hard, but he's carrying the weight, doing the bulk of the work as well.
And really good head control. So he's getting that blood pressure change in the head every time. He's switching sides here. The knee on belly's been strong too. You can see the hand underneath his spine right now. So while it doesn't look like he's putting a lot of pressure, that's very, very heavy underneath the back right there. It doesn't let his diaphragm fill all the way back up. So every exhale, really problematic.
You can see the grimace starting to add up on Rios' face carrying this weight from the bottom side.
Manages to get back to his guard, passed again. All the way to the mount now. Just positional display so far from Guevara as he moves towards an arm triangle.
Yep,
This is tight.
That's a tight
This
one.
is a problem.
There it is.
Very nice work. Very nice work.
Well, that was a positional clinic. Very, very impressive.
Guevara earns a spot in the finals with the arm triangle submission, banks another 300 FAC tokens, and he's got 1,400 tokens that he's leaving with, regardless of how
Getting rich quick here. Yeah.
regardless of how the final turns out for him. He's going to leave with a little bit of cash in his pocket. Actually, he's got 1,775, counting all the additional points that he's earned
with
through the techniques.
Coin was floating at about 25 cents last I glanced at it, so he's over $1,000 worth of prize tokens just about now, unless I'm not good at math, which is a distinct possibility.
Rumor has it that when that goes to the moon, he's going to fund the next CJI event. Private investor.
Oh yeah, the venture capital firm is founded here on these mats.
Well, we are ready for our next semifinal. Who will meet Sebastian Guevara in the finals? We'll find out right now. Will it be Kyle Chambers or will it be Chuy Magana? We'll find out in just a second. Actually, Augusto, can you pull up the token banks again? Let me take a look at that.
AV team doing fast battery swaps. They also deserve a round of applause. So go send some clappy hands if you're in the chat watching us live on X or YouTube.
So Sebastian Guevara has banked 1,775 tokens so far. Mauricio Rios ended up banking 1,075, but that doesn't count the ones he just lost, correct? It does count that. So he left with 1,000 even though he lost in the semis. Kyle Chambers getting ready to take on Chuy Magana. Both of these guys looking to bank some more tokens and bank themselves a spot in the finals. Here we go.
Another friendly handshake from Chambers to start out the match. A little bit of dancing too.
Chewy chants from the crowd as he takes on the heavy favorite, Kyle Chambers.
Kyle tries to spin through an invert, jumps up, shakes those shoulders out, back to it, and the crowd reacts.
Hometown Chewy getting the Chewy chant.
The Chewy chant, that's right, as he hits another Scoochie Mata. And he enters the leg against Kyle. Kyle looking for the counter leg lock. Drags him in, passes the leg. Chewy trying to step his knee line free. Kyle trying to work that inside heel. Chewy now another counter. This is a shootout. Ooh. Kyle has a very good trap on that leg. Chewy trying to rotate through. He might have the knee line slipped here, guys.
I think he could slip it.
Oh,
I can
Kyle
see
captures
through,
it back, though.
I can see that grip a little bit.
And look at that. Trading leg locks with the #1 seed, the hometown, Chewy Magana.
Showing
this crowd is on fire.
No stranger to the leg game.
23-year-old black belt, 14 years of experience. And it shows.
They say the mat time doesn't lie. So interesting to watch. Kyle Chambers, a huge personality off the mat.
Jumping on that.
Magana on the outside heel. And now Chambers counters with his own leg lock. Knee line slips.
Kyle Chambers cool as a cucumber there.
Look at this. Chambers trying to slip. This is an absolute leg lock war.
What an
They exchange smiles. Dap it up in the middle. Chambers might be the favorite on paper, but he is not the favorite in the room. Chewy Magana.
The people's champ, Chewy Magana.
I'd like to point out both guys with big visible smiles on their face. They're both impressed with each other's jiu-jitsu and clearly having a good time here.
Super fun match as they clinch hands and gaze into each other's eyes. For a brief
Loving
moment.
embrace.
Oh, nice trip from Chambers off the bottom.
Chewy not conceding. He's right back on top.
He enters the legs again. Rolls through. Chambers looking to counter maybe.
After a couple of these leg exchanges, it looks like Chewy's getting more and more confident that he belongs in the match.
Oh, and just as you say that, Chambers hits the knee crush as a counter. Ooh, and Magana coming up limping
too.
That knee crush. Kyle Chambers.
Both athletes. Kyle Chambers, an absolute savage on the mat. Such a class act. And he's going to move on into the finals to take on Sebastian Guevara.
What a match. What an atmosphere here in Cancun. Our finals are set. Sebastian Guevara will be taking on Kyle Chambers in your final to find out who takes home the $2,000 cash prize. But we got a little more business to attend to first. We got another super fight coming our way. It's going to be Alberto Flores taking on Bruno Antonetta.
So interesting to watch Kyle Chambers. If you've ever met him personally, huge personality off the mat, shakes and bumps and steps out there. Stone cold killer.
All business.
All business. Minus the hand, the little, the eye gazing there for a brief moment.
He said, killing is my business, and business is good.
He also eats like Major Payne. I happen to have seen that up close and personal a couple times. If you think he's a savage at leg locks, you ought to see what he does to a plate of sushi.
The Johnny Hernandez Invitational, #1, coming to you live from 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu here in Cancun, Mexico. It's been an outstanding event so far. A lot of flying avocado tokens flying around, a lot of athletes banking some extra cash, a lot of incentive to get out here and stay active and do good work. Our finals are set. It's going to be Guevara versus Chambers. But first, we've got a special match coming your way as we give those athletes a little bit of time to rest. Let's make our way out to the mats now and introduce those athletes.
I was looking at the spec sheet on Antonetta. He's about 40 years old, which is, I think, puts him at about the oldest man here in the tournament. But my goodness, does he have a heck of a record on him. So he's bringing in a ton of experience himself, and as we're seeing play out here, experience has been the absolute key in this whole tournament.
40 years old, still a young man to me at this point.
He didn't mean nothing by it.
38 and a half. So.
Johnny Hernandez
Antonetta,
addressing the crowd.
Several notable wins, hitting the podium at several IBJJF Pan Ams over the years.
20 years of training, black belt.
Representing Gracie Baja, Playa de Carmen. Alberto Flores coming out of Jiu-Jitsu, the same gym, Chuy Mangano. Very interested to see Alberto Flores bouncing in the corner. Looks very excited about the match. Maybe going to try to put the pace on the older competitor.
Well, he'll have 10 minutes to work here in this matchup. Antonetta stomps the mat.
Both guys got a lot of bounce in their step.
A lot of energy right out the gate for Flores.
Guard right into a sweep. It's good to be on top.
Big backstep.
Backstep pass.
And he's got the heat on the black belt early.
Antonetta unable to wrestle up on the single leg. His right leg is a little compromised here, forcing the position up to the front headlock.
Antonetta got to be careful right here. Tries a sit out, shut down.
Looking for that sit out. He's got to get his butt up in the air a little higher to set that up if he wants to explode out.
Ooh.
Goes for an aggressive inverted arm lock.
Can he come up? Can he come up?
He ends up on the bottom of the north-south.
Alberto Flores looking like he's going to be hard to put away.
Yeah. Antonetta clearly knowing what he wants to set up and just not quite able to land where he wants to.
Very early, very aggressive with his defensive measures.
Man, a lot of action from both of these guys. Almost 900 concurrent viewers now on
E-bar
X.
50-50 style setup coming here.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Wish you were all here. The energy's electric here at 10th Planet Cancun.
Big breath out of Antonetta. Watching his leg get extended here. Trying to decide what to do next, I think.
Got to be careful in this position, though. When you've got that double outside ashi without the heel hook already set up, it can turn into a back take really quick. He's got the figure four, leg is protected. He's looking to counter leg lock himself now. Okay, straight ankle lock attempt maybe coming from Flores. Dueling straight ankles here.
Antonetta's definitely too shallow to finish. I can't see what Flores has.
He doesn't quite have the grip that he wants for sure. Not only is Antonetta too shallow to finish, he just doesn't have the leg positioning to do anything with that, really.
Do you hear banjos?
No. Not here.
Doing straight ankles? No.
Outside heel hook. Oh, nice counter by Antonetta. We've passed the 3-minute mark. 6:45 remains in this matchup.
Flores very good at exploding when necessary and controlling when necessary.
Got to be careful with that heel. Ooh, my goodness. Antonetta now looking for the counter leg lock. Might have made that move too early. Flores sitting back on a strong straight ankle. Antonetta acting like nothing's happening.
Antonetta seemingly unfazed by the sub attempt here.
Inside heel hook counter. Flores got to be careful just leaving his heel hanging out like that.
All right, slips it again. Can he get on top? Dang it.
Oh, nice turn with that grip on the chin. Antonetta really with his first offensive display of the match so far. Outlasting the young man here early.
Definitely showing some of his savviness here. 20 years on the mat. Looking very comfortable in some of these defensive spots. Looking to open up the younger opponent here.
He's got him flattened out with the underhook in the half guard. Now starting to free the knee line. Passes the guard.
Heavy
showing that
pin on
experience.
Heavy pin on the upper body here as he passes. Transitions to the north-south here.
Toes off the mat.
Ooh, we're going to get a reset here in the middle.
Ooh, I see a little limp from Antonetta as he moves back to the center. He had that stone face versus that straight ankle lock, but that might have been a little bit of a tell.
You got to have that poker face on you.
5 minutos.
We're halfway with 5 minutes left. Antonetta trying to let Flores carry some weight, which seems like a good strategy here.
Oh my.
Oh, what a play to the back here.
Looking like a black belt out there right now.
Big chest connection here as he tries to insert the hooks. See if he can get creative or take them out.
Flores going to end up on top position out of that exchange. Now the double unders pass, moving around the guard of the black belt.
Flores waiting on them to make a mistake here.
4 minutos. 4 minutos.
Heavy frame in that armpit right there.
Less than 4 minutes remain. Action-packed match.
Do we know the weight difference between these two guys? Flores is looking quite a bit larger just at a glance here.
I think everybody that's here, all the males that are here, are under 80 kilos. So looks like Antonetta weighed in at 80 kilos. And do you have that sheet for Flores?
I think that Flores was a last-minute replacement. We had one athlete that did not make weight. One of the blue belt competitors
that was in the bracket
and was replaced by Alberto Flores last minute. I'm assuming that he's got to be right there around that 80-kilogram mark as well.
Both guys seemingly sharing pleasantries. I saw a laugh out of both of them there, so I don't know what was just whispered.
Ooh, north-south choke attempt maybe.
So interesting how in moments like this that these guys gain each other's respect in the midst of trying to take each other out. A brief chuckle and right back to knee riding your rib cage.
Sport makes very interesting friends.
Oh, look at this beautiful veteran escape. Great timing by Antonetta. And look at that back step. Woo, that was sharp.
Very impressed with Antonetta's ability to stay savvy and stay disciplined in some of these spots and wait on the younger athlete to make a couple of mistakes.
As we approach now 1,000 concurrent viewers on X and 400 on YouTube.
Athletes are putting on a good show. This is a really fun night of jiu-jitsu we're having.
They're giving us some staying power as viewers, as this event has been absolutely action-packed. As we've crossed the 2 minutes remaining mark. 1 minute and 40 seconds remains here in our super fight before we move into the finals.
Oh, what a play to the back here. Let's see. Looks like it's not going to quite make it to the back. Beautiful attempt by Alberto Flores from bottom side of north-south. Antonetta going to make him pay for that, though.
What a battle.
Minute 30 left.
Got the buggy pressure from the bottom there.
Must have a healthy psoas. Flores looking like he's starting to wither just a little bit from this bottom side position.
Well, he only has 35 seconds left of storm to weather here in regulation as we approach overtime.
Segundos.
20 seconds now.
Segundos.
10 seconds. Back and forth battle is going to wind up going to overtime, and what better way to settle it in a tightly contested match. Neither guy able to best the other in regulation, and they'll duel it out to find out who wins this matchup. We go to overtime.
Fun. Talking a little bit about strategy here, I think Antonetta and making the right decision to just make him carry his weight, smother out some of that oxygen. Like, yeah, you were energetic for the first 6 minutes, but how long can you keep it up?
Very good job cooking the younger opponent. Oh, we're gonna start here in the armbar spiderweb position.
We saw this be a successful strategy earlier for Hade in her matchup. Oh my goodness, that couldn't have been any faster.
Beautiful.
4-second escape for
That's
Antonetta.
gotta take the wind out of the sails a little bit for the younger athlete. Bottom of the first. We're going to see the 39-year-old start on the back here. Johnny Hernandez is going to kick him off here.
And
Straight
immediately
to the body.
going into controlling position. Nice control so far by Antonetta. Double wrist control, both cross grips. Now the same side grip.
That body triangle is really crushing, too. You can see just how much of a fold he's got going on in the midsection there.
Traps the arm. Sneaking under the chin, perhaps.
Flores maybe a little tactical mistake right
Switching
there.
off to the arm bar, maybe.
Maybe got caught up showboating for the camera. Finds himself in a tight spot right here with a black belt on his back.
Switching off to the arm here.
Beautiful transition to the arm.
But he got his foot left behind.
He's going to go back to the back here.
He's going to lose him. He's out of there. But 56 seconds of ride time from Antonetta. Now 51 seconds separates the two athletes after only one overtime period.
That's going to be very difficult to claw back.
Antonetta. Okay, I thought he might be injured there, but he was just trying to catch his breath. Flores changing tactics, going to go with the back take now to start the second overtime period. Already much better control here by Flores. As I say that, though, he's starting to slip.
Uh-oh. Nice grip under the chin right there, looking to anchor it to the shoulder.
Lost him.
What's that?
25 seconds of ride time for Flores. He has 30 collected. Still finds himself behind. And Antonetta going to get a chance.
Escape.
Antonetta will get a chance here to add to his ride time.
Definitely demoralizing for Flores. He's got to know he's got to survive here and look for a submission.
Ooh, maybe creating a quicker escape here, though. This one's going to be quick.
Elbows to the floor.
He's out of there, and that was only 10 seconds. Closes the gap significantly now.
That
as
puts
now
him in
only
striking distance.
Now only 36 seconds separates the two athletes as we head into the third overtime period.
Reminder of finish, a submission here with scoring 200 flying avocado cat. If any athlete wins by ride time, 100 flying avocado cat.
And a good ride developing here so far for Flores. Oh, here comes. Much better chest connection. Check out that chest to back connection here by Flores.
Flores approaching 30 seconds of ride time here. Trying to even out the round.
And he has tied it now. And so now he moves into the lead in ride time.
Antonetta can't get complacent here. It's been a long match for the 39-year-old black belt out of Gracie Barra.
Uh-oh. Could be cooking up a finish here.
Looks like Antonetta's going to take a risk here going belly down.
Oh, Flores saves it.
Hasn't shaken that bottom hook, proven to be an issue.
Over 1 minute of ride time accumulated so far by Flores, by far his best of this overtime. And he's been choosing to utilize the single hook most of this. Now 1 minute and 30 seconds of ride time. Oh, he's going for the choke.
Make a play for the finish here.
Doesn't have the angle, but he might have to choke anyway.
Oh,
he got it!
Oh, man.
So now
Alberto Flores with the crank to get the sub in overtime.
And now Antonetta has a chance to match this, but he has to finish this submission. He has to finish by submission, and he has to do it in less than 1 minute and 50 seconds. So plenty of time to work. But if Flores can escape, he will win this match.
Yeah.
Johnny Hernandez delivering the information. The bottom of the third inning here in EBI overtime. Looks like Antonetta is going to have just over a minute to try to chase the sub here.
And once again, the overtime sets up big drama for our viewers. Flores got to be careful here. Antonetta very dangerous. Oh, nice body triangle. Good patience by the black belt.
That calf muscle
is a lot.
That calf muscle disappeared in his diaphragm. That was a tight body triangle.
But position is not enough. He has to find the finish. He has a minute left to do it. He's got a minute left still to work and find this finish. And he's in a good position to do it. Tight body triangle.
Each other over here in the booth. Everyone's on their feet.
Oh. Switching off to the arm, maybe. He's going to have to take a risk and go for this. 40 seconds left. And he's out of there. Flores with the big win over the black belt.
What a gamer, both of those guys. Fantastic match. Both special matches over-delivering tonight.
Two of the best matches of the night. And our finals coming up next. A great night of action here at 10th Planet Cancun at the Johnny Hernandez Invitational. I'm Brandon McCatherine, joined by
Matt Elkins
and Kurt Wookert Jr.
We're coming to you from 10th Planet Cancun. Action-packed bracket, action-packed super fights. We can barely hear each other over here on the sideline. The crowd has been responding tremendously, and our finals are ready to get underway. Kyle Chambers eager to get back on the mat. They had to push him back. It's not ready yet, Kyle. They are not ready.
Here.
This event brought to you by the FAC token, Flying Avocado Cat. Give us a little bit of information here about the Flying Avocado Cat.
Well, the world of jiu-jitsu needed better incentives. Matt said it earlier today that, instead of trying to penalize certain behavior to encourage the match to look a certain way, why not reward positive behavior? And so that's what FAC is doing for us. So we don't have people facking around here on the mat. get working on, making it happen. And shoot, we have seen submissions in almost every single match. And it's not just the subs, man. The pace of these matches has been absolutely outrageous. You'd expect a few fireworks matches in any tournament, but it's been 95% of these matches have been go, go, go. It's what the fans want to see. It's how we grow the sport. And frankly, the incentive here, there's a few people that have won over $1,000 worth of tokens tonight too. So you're going to start getting athletes saying, hey, where are my tokens? I'm not getting into a tournament that isn't going to be giving me tokens as part of the incentive.
I think that they are really onto something with this. When I found, I just came on like 3 days notice. I didn't find out about this until maybe 3 days ago. And one of the big incentives for me was, they got a cryptocurrency involved. I wanted to see how it played out. And man, this has been, I feel like it's been a great choice. I feel like it's added a lot to the tournament. It's added a lot to the excitement for the athletes, and it's added a lot of money into their pockets, Matt.
It's very interesting to see the guaranteed bounties on the submissions with the crypto. I think that through the PGF, a lot of that has been left up to like the super chat and stuff like that. And maybe you don't understand, but these guys knew coming in before even the weigh-ins that if they're arm triangling somebody, they're going to get 75 avocados.
Or if they get a takedown into a dominant position, they're getting rewarded for it. Regardless of the actual outcome of the match, it's just like the things that happen during the match are tokenized themselves. Let me take a second here. I'd like to see how much have these two athletes in the finals banked up so far. How much has Guevara banked?
Enough that drinks
1,775 tokens. Somebody do the math on that for me. What's 1,775 times 0.25? Because last time I looked, that's how much the token was worth. 1,775
times 25 cents.
Yeah. So he's banked an extra $450 almost. And then Kyle has banked about the same, 1,650 tokens. Now, that's how much those are worth today. but that token is up, what was it, 42% this morning? It's up 122% for the year.
Yeah. The market decides, and if the market decides that jiu-jitsu finishers here are a hot commodity, then, I mean, sky's the limit.
And the viewers, the consumer of the product, can actually reward the athletes more by buying into the token and lifting the price of the token. So I just feel like it's a great marriage. It's a brilliant idea. I think they're really onto something with this. That's something I'd like to see get incorporated into a lot more tournaments.
Absolutely.
I think if you're crypto fans, you better hop over there and try to find some flying avocado cat right now. I bet it doubles
before I buy
overnight.
it all, because I'm in. And we are set up and ready for our finals. Both these athletes have submitted their way into the finals. All submissions for Sebastian Guevara, all submissions for Kyle Chambers. Guevara takes the mat right now.
Johnny Hernandez welcomed these guys onto the mat for the finals. Johnny Hernandez Invitational 1, over-delivering. And, man, I'm ready for this final matchup. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is exciting.
And we have cleared now 1,000 live viewers.
Oh, man.
To watch this finals matchup between these two stud athletes.
This is going to be an absolute banger.
10-minute match.
AOJ versus 10P.
Here we go. Expect fireworks. Both of these finishers, and they both choose to come out and pull guard. Look for quick explosions from Kyle Chambers. Look for great guard passing from Guevara. He's got to be careful standing to pass against Chambers, though.
Yeah. We could see rapid Imanari.
Oh, look at this.
Tried to lull him to sleep there. A little Mystic Mac, Conor McGregor action. Slow down the pace.
I don't even see the fulcrums that he chooses to bounce over when he does these passes. The second time, I'm wondering where the balance even comes from.
Kyle pulls into the half guard, gets into his knee shield. Heavy passing. Goes to the pommel. Kyle trying to create some elevation, nothing yet. But he does have a scoop on that far leg, though. Guevara got to be very careful here. Kyle's going to throw over to this knee bar. This is his setup. Kyle trying to bank $2,000. Oh, look at this counter leg lock here by Guevara.
Kyle Chambers barely even addressing it.
And it's a counter by Guevara.
Look at the hip dexterity. Kyle Chambers, man.
We got a shootout. Nice job by Kyle protecting his foot. He's digging for the inside heel. Guevara slips the knee. Hey, nice action to start this one off. Less than 2 minutes in to this 10-round, 10-minute match.
Even the dog on the front row has got his phone out videoing right now. Everyone's on their feet. Johnny Hernandez is flexing the $2,000 check in the background.
Keep the check away from the action.
Serious business right now, folks.
What a time to be a part of the jiu-jitsu industry, man. Every weekend you can, if you're one of these athletes, you can, obviously we got this $1 million tournaments popping up with CJI, you got ADCC, you got PGF, but every weekend you got a chance to run out here and win $2,000. What a time to be in this sport.
Yeah, this ain't a Naga tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
It definitely doesn't have the energy of a Naga tournament, does it? Kyle hitting his setup again.
Backside.
He might have a look at this outside heel. Guevara got to be very careful here. Nice work by Guevara countering that attempt.
Looking to set up the triangle. Is that a triangle attempt?
Got double outside here. Chambers looking probably going to hunt for this heel. Guevara very good at keeping pressure on it.
Oh, a nice off balance there by Chambers. Gets into a knee bar. No. Guevara may be working towards the back take here. Chambers got to be careful.
This whole exchange is a game of inches. Either guy could score big or get a big finish here. They miss 1 inch of that balance.
Kyle may trade off to a waiter-style sweep here and try to enter the legs again on the off balance. Drops him back down, switching off to 50-50. Kyle gets the look, and Kyle Chambers is your champion at the Johnny Hernandez Invitational #1. He's taking home $2,000, and he is the champion. Kyle Chambers comes in, 4 finishes, makes his way through the bracket, all submissions in regulation.
They say 10th Planet Freaks don't sleep. Our boy Kyle Chambers.
Brilliant outing by Chambers.
All gas, no brakes from Kyle Chambers as he finds himself the winner of the Johnny Hernandez Invitational 1, taking home $2,000. Beautiful work.
What an incredible event. Incredible. Some of the best energy I've ever felt at a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Absolutely. No, this has just been a lot of lessons learned, I think, from promoters. You seeing what's going on here and saying, hey, how do I bring that energy over to my gym, over to my tournament, over to my promotion?
Shout out to the local Cancun Jiu-Jitsu scene for showing up and supporting this event. This has been absolutely awesome. Kyle Chambers showing that big personality he's got as he sits there and flex with Johnny Hernandez, taking home the grand prize today.
Even giving a little motivational speech at the end.
Gets the people going. Gets the people going.
He banks 2,000 tokens with his performance, $2,000. So that's another, just today, those 2,000 tokens are worth about $500. If the jiu-jitsu community, if the 1,500 people watching this live stream go in and buy in, they're going to turn that 500 into 1,000 for him real quick.
Overnight, possibly.
Flying avocado token, with running the experiment with tokenization in jiu-jitsu. I feel like it's a major success.
We're seeing a lot of success here. A lot of lessons learned. I think anybody on the business side of this sport, which has had some shakeup over the last couple of months,
absolutely.
Actually. You're seeing Craig Jones rattling the cage of ADCC the last couple of months. And you know what? Money talks. Athletes have traditionally made no money in this sport.
Yeah, not just not much, none traditionally.
Yeah. You're spending maybe $1,000 a year in order to compete and take home a medal, that kind of thing. So I would love to see this sport heavily professionalized and see it become a real opportunity for these athletes. These are world-class athletes, and they should be being paid.
Guys, I'm going to go try to get Kyle and maybe Carlos Machado to come over here and talk to us. Why don't you guys just take a run at it here for just a little bit? I'm going to go try to get a couple of these athletes. Let's get some interviews. We got a lot of people watching. I know they want to hear from the champion.
Absolutely.
I know they want to hear from the legend, Carlos Machado. Let's see if we can get Johnny Hernandez over here to talk to you guys as well.
Absolutely.
And while I step out, I want you guys to take a second, too, to plug your show, plug your socials, plug your gym. And I'm going to go see if I can grab these guys. Here comes Kyle.
There's Kyle jumping in. Looks like we might be
the man that people want to see, Kyle Chambers. A light drip of the sweat as he throws the headset on. Kyle Chambers, our boy.
What up, guys? What up?
Fantastic work, bro.
Appreciate you.
So funny. I was commenting on your big personality, your bright personality, and then when you step on the mat, you drop the headphones, the shades, and it's all business, straight face, cold, stone cold killer. Great performance, man. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic, man. It's always good to see the results of your training. There's a lot of those things that people don't really see, because on Instagram you see all the fun things, the things that look pretty, but you don't see the 5 o'clock workouts, and then you're doing that till like 10:30, 11. You get home to do 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, and then you do it all over again. So it's just cool for people to also see the effects of that training, and it's always cool because you want to prove it to yourself because you do all those things that people don't see. So you're like, I want to win this for myself as well as for my family, for my team, and everybody else. So it feels good to come out here and get the results that we want.
Super cool to see the tagline, "Freaks never sleep," and then hear you talk about that constant grind. What is it like getting to represent one of the biggest 10th Planet gyms in the whole entire 10P organization and being led by guys like the Martinez brothers?
It feels good, man. Like, it's crazy to have people like that, because you always want leaders that lead by example. It's like the old days when you play sports and people are like, go run those sprints, but they're sitting on the sideline eating a cheeseburger,
300 pounds.
Exactly.
Following you in the truck.
Telling you to do all these things. You're like, bro, what are you doing? Versus Gio Boogie, they always said, do this, but they're always front in line to do that, and that's kind of how I want to lead. So it feels good for me to follow in their footsteps and be able to make them even more proud on this type of stage.
Absolutely, man.
Kyle, you were pushing the pace, and I think the pace of this tournament, man, these guys are explosive. It was really, frankly, it was hard to follow. It was hard to comment, because by the time I got my words out, they'd already transitioned all the way out. But you are one of the only people in this tournament that is not a local, and I'll tell you, you explode through these guys. You got 4 submission finishes, and they explode out of nowhere. How did you feel about the pace of these athletes? Have you competed against any of these guys in the past?
No, all of this was new, and you can tell by their body types. They're really good with pressure, really good with movement. Most of them are wrestling based, So I had to show some sanity to let them know, if you want to take me down, there's going to be a penalty. So I had to show that out there. That's why the guy started pulling guard against me, because they didn't want to risk that factor. But we just have confident in our finishing ability. That's what our style is at the Freaks. If you see Boogie, you see Gio, we touch you, we grab you, we finish you. So that's why you see a lot of people try to stall away from us, because they know about the explosiveness. They know how many reps we put in that finishing mechanics. Like, we don't want to win by overtime finish. We don't want to win by none of that. We want to come in, get that job done, and have finality. I'm better than you. Like we said, you can win 100-0, what we were talking about before, but you couldn't finish the person. So I really wanted to show my technique, my style, and come out there and get 4 finishes in regulation.
Obviously, everybody can see the dynamic and a bit unorthodox style that you have in the leg game. Do you have any kind of instructionals or anything like that to plug to the folks, man?
Yes,
People want to try to pick up some of this game?
Yeah, absolutely. I have one for Jiu-Jitsu X. It's like Keenan Cornelius, Legion. They're kind of battling, I guess, or trying to make an equal platform for BJJ fanatics. But hopefully I'll be able to work with them in the future as well, because I have a lot of techniques that I want to share with the world, just so everybody can up their games in defense, up their game in leg locks, and up their game in more inversion. If you see my game, we're very flippy, upside down, very flexible for my size. And you don't really see that so much in my size. So I just want to show that to the world and give it as a gift.
Man, I got lucky enough to train with you about 2 years ago in Costa Rica, and the hour that you taught completely changed my approach to the leg game. Do you have any kind of seminars that are coming up or anything like that people can try to come check out?
Absolutely. In July, I have one in Spring Valley at SDCA. It's the first week of July, the 4th of July weekend. I believe a week after that, I will be at Covina, Planet Covina. And the weekend after that, I'll be in Oklahoma. So busy July, just back to back every weekend. But that's what we do, man. My passion is jiu-jitsu, and I love sharing it. It doesn't feel like work when you wake up and you're excited to do what you do,
How do you feel about leaving with what is it? I think we totaled it's like $3,200.
I'm seeing $2,000, but also you got a few thousand FAC tokens and all of this. Crypto has not been a big part of the sport. You see a little bit of advertising from some of the crypto companies for the fight game in general, but we've never seen a tournament itself truly tokenized, where the prize keeps changing for you. How does it make you feel as an athlete to say, hey, every time you get a sub finish, you're stacking that up? Is that part of your motivation, or are you just always here to put on a show, even if it was free to be here?
Exactly. I'm always there to put on a show. So if I get money for doing what I'm already going to do, that's even better, you know? Like I said, that's just our style. I love it, brother. Well, yeah,
hilarious.
so it's even more benefit. Like we said, we love this so much, man. We love sharing our art. We do tournaments for free. So it's just a big benefit to even get paid for what we were going to do, because we fly out here, we do all these things for free, you know? So we appreciate it when we actually get some kind of benefit from it as well.
You have any other competitions up on the horizon? Where people can follow you and keep up with you and watch you continue to wreak havoc on the competition scene?
At the moment, man, I'm about to celebrate my birthday. You know, my birthday was on Wednesday, so tonight we're in Cancun.
Happy
So we're going to do
birthday.
that. Thank you, brother. And then tomorrow I'm going to Colombia. So I'm going to take a little 2 weeks off, do a couple seminars probably in Colombia, but come back, get strong, because you never know. We might have some CGI or some ADCC news coming up. So just stay sharp, stay ready, because you already know freaks don't sleep.
Man, would love to see you get a shot at the CJI or possibly even the ADCC bid. Obviously, you've gone and carved yourself a spot in the jiu-jitsu competition scene, and man, it was awesome to watch you work today.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Guys, I think that we are going to try to look for this guy named Carlos Machado. Don't know if you ever heard of her before. Absolute legend from the Machado family. We got to train with a seminar with him yesterday. Super, super cool guy. Very interesting approach to jiu-jitsu. Man, as a coral belt with 700 stripes, had his notepad out, taking notes in the middle of his own seminar, answering questions from other people. Such a legend. And, man, we're going to talk to Carlos Machado right now, it looks like.
It was a lot of fun to watch for any of the normies out there who aren't sure who we're talking to. This is the guy that put a jiu-jitsu black belt on Chuck Norris. So for anybody who's looking for a little bit of Texas martial arts history, this is one of the most important people in the history of Texas martial arts. So we've got Master Carlos Machado. How are you, sir?
I can't complain, man.
Oh, what a night.
I love it. Having the seminar yesterday, having you and Brandon and Kurt, and then follow-up action next day in Cancun.
It's been a hell of a weekend.
My friend, can we do that again over and over?
Oh, yeah, 52 weeks out of the year.
Oh,
Hopefully
man.
soon.
Hey, let's do it.
If this flying avocado cat takes off, that might be our new gig, you know?
Let's talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, any of the matches stand out to you today?
Yeah, I was just telling, jiu-jitsu chess game. And then you put no gi with the EBI, with the rules they're set right now. Mm-hmm. It's like playing chess in a Formula One track. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. And a lot of times it's not the guy who do the win, it's the guy who makes less mistakes.
Yes.
You know, another thing I love it? One guy attacks the leg and the other counterattacks, and the counterattacker ends up taking it. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. How did you feel about the uniform with the rash guard? Obviously allows pummeling freely, and then of course the pants, creating a bit of a gridlock with some of the passing and the leg orientation. So what do you think about that?
Listen, let's make a deal. All right, not full gi, not full rash guard. Let's find the middle ground, because I love the fact that with the legs, when you attack, it sticks more.
Yes. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So sweat sometimes take away all the nuances of the techniques. But I do agree, though, no jackets.
Yeah,
For now.
For now. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to, in any training environment or competition, the first round, shake and bump, everything. You can grip, you can hold everybody. 3-4 rounds later, you're slipping, you're sliding. It's almost not even the same game. And the pants added a very interesting aspect to it today, for sure.
Yeah, I guess, like you said, sweat is a factor. And the longer they go, the slippery it gets. So I think that will set apart those who are more on the pressure game and kind of stay close. Keep your friends close. Keep your enemies closer.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Well, man, personally, it's been an honor to get to share some time on the mat with you. You said so many nice things about myself and Brandon. It's an absolute honor to get to train with a legend like yourself, and also as well to share the mic with you, man.
Yeah, likewise.
Super awesome getting to know you guys this weekend, and man, Viva Jiu-Jitsu. You know, like you said, more Jiu-Jitsu weekends like this.
Yes, it's a big family.
Coach,
it's a big family.
Can the people find you? You doing any seminars or anything like that coming up?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little break. My next one is gonna be in Oregon on the 27th of July. But I'll be in Dallas doing a hook flip immersion class. It's just 6 hours in the third week of July. So I'm gonna be more home based. And you can check me out on at Carlos Machado Jiu-Jitsu on my Instagram. And we'll be posting some stuff there. And I have some projects with Brandon as well. So
where can we find our favorite Carlos Machado instructionals?
That's a secret for now. It's gonna come out soon. Just kidding, man.
Know a guy.
I on YouTube I have my old collection. Infinite Jiu-Jitsu was one that I did in '97, and a lot of guys use that as a core curriculum for them. And I didn't even know some black belts that I never trained. Unstoppable hook flip. So here and there you're gonna find me, but I'll try to make sure I send you firsthand whatever I got.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna get the.
How much do the people got to pay for that handy dandy notebook that you were keeping during the seminar yesterday? What's that cost? How many flying avocado cat is that?
That's a good deal, man. I'm gonna do screenshots and do a subscription page, huh? How does that sound?
Absolutely.
You just gave me an idea, man.
Hey, listen.
Huh?
Shout me out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Tell them to follow at TB Elkins on Instagram when you know.
Yes.
When you do the thing.
Yes, brother. Listen, jiu-jitsu is a passion, and I believe that the more you do, the better it gets. It's like wine. You know what I'm saying? I believe if you do jiu-jitsu, it's vampire's blood. You can never stop. You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine as a young competitor, you got into jiu-jitsu in the 60s?
67.
67.
That was year one.
Could you imagine a young Machado family getting to take a run at these type of opportunities?
Let me tell you this, man. The kids nowadays, what they have is a culmination of things that have happened with my cousins, with the Japanese, with the Indian monks 2,000 years ago. And when you fast forward, you see what's happening now. You guys out there, you have no excuse not to excel. Because even if you don't go anywhere, there's everything there available to you right now.
Absolutely. It seems like the jiu-jitsu community is continue to flourish and bud, and it's awesome to see legends like yourself support the new culture that seems to be growing. And like I said, man, it's awesome that you guys paved such a way for young athletes to be able to make this their livelihood. And you know, I'm sure that, you know, living in a gym or something of the sort, you know, there's no telling what kind of sacrifices you guys made coming up to make this lifestyle for us.
One thing I say is, like, and I don't say that lightly, when you're part of history, you are not aware of it until after the fact. You know, for me at least, I'm still involved enough on it that I can see what has happened when I started and until now, so I can see the fruition of a lot of the efforts that everybody that came before me, myself, my brothers, my cousins, and then your instructors, Brendan McCaffrey. And it's just like I see that happening right now in front of my eyes. I can see the first day I came to America and now. It's just like a pay forward kind of deal, you know. Yeah. When you have a mission, you don't do that for any other reason because you truly believe that's the right thing to do. And when you see other people succeeding from something that to whatever degree you contributed, it's beyond me, you know. I feel like if I have nothing else in life, just seeing a tournament like this and the students in Mexico right here performing at the level that they did, you know, that's amazing.
I'm sure that people understand that with all of your schools and affiliations and stuff like that, jiu-jitsu's had to have been pretty good to you, but it is cool to hear you talk about the long-lasting legacy and what that means in comparison to the other things that maybe jiu-jitsu has given back to you. And man, I hope that these young guys that are paying attention to this stuff, they don't take that lightly, that responsibility to continue growing and continue paving the way for this to be one of the most mainstream sports that's available.
Yeah, I know jiu-jitsu has paved a long way since the start. You know, you have all the different branches, MMA, and then no-gi grappling. I think no-gi grappling I do like the hybrid myself. I'm gonna come up with some ideas. I'm gonna talk to Brandon about this. But the main thing here is universal. When people talk about gi, no gi, MMA, self-defense and stuff, for me, jiu-jitsu is one. And then you focus whatever application you need to focus on for whatever you need to take care of. Absolutely. You know, but in regards to the mission, it's beautiful, man. It's such a community. I haven't met you in person, and Kurt, I swear to God, I feel like I know you guys forever. You know, and I can explain that other than the fact that we are deeply brothers, you know, for the fact that we share such a love for something so life-altering as jiu-jitsu is.
The dedication to this art and this sport, that's awesome.
You know,
I do have to ask. This is I am the middle child of 3 brothers, and so as a dude with some brothers, I gotta ask. You know, who wins right now?
Who was
who out of the Machado brothers? Who's gonna take home the $2,000 grand prize today?
Listen,
When are we gonna see the Machado family tournament?
Okay, I'm gonna tell the truth as it is, you guys out there. You're gonna hear it. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, if you watch the X-Men, each mutant has its own specific powers, right? So you have a guy like Higan, who is as technical, more technical than I am, and much stronger and bigger than me. That was my main training partner until Jean-Jacques and John grew of size and experience.
Yeah.
And you know, Jean-Jacques was already making everybody suffer since he was a purple belt.
Yeah.
We had bets. I was already a black belt, and some of my cousins. We would go against him for 10 minutes to see who could tap him, and none of us could nail him in a 10-minute match.
Yeah.
And he was a purple belt. And for quite a while, he was one of my main training partners.
Yeah.
You know, I never had a round with him that was less than half an hour, 45 minutes long. If you train with Jean-Jacques, you know that he's not going to say, okay, it's time, I'm done. You're going to have to be the one saying. Okay, and then John is like a mix of Higan and Jean-Jacques. And Roger's like the Zen guy that doesn't care about anything until something happens, and he'll get you no matter what. So for me, being the oldest, you know, I was already humbled because I had older cousins that put me in my place.
Yes.
But with the brothers, we had the sibling rivalry that if any of us slacked in training, the other one would either go even or above us. So he kept us honest.
Yeah.
I didn't go to do jiu-jitsu just because I liked it. My pride didn't allow me to get tapped or suffer against any of my other brothers, especially the fact that I'm the oldest. It didn't work that well for me, though.
My 2 brothers, I hope that they're listening and they they resonate with what you just said about that. We do love grappling, but I mean, I can't sit at the Thanksgiving table and listen to them run their mouth about tapping me out, you know.
Yeah.
So I train every day, porrada.
Yeah. Well, you know the coffee table deal, right? You're in a house, you don't have a mat, but you move your coffee table out of the way, depending how the conversation goes. So with my family, there was not a single house, though, that we lived that didn't have mats. We had mats no matter where we went, you know. Until now, I still have home mats, you know, because it's kind of like jiu-jitsu goes with you wherever you go, but we're always like, if I'm talking to you and the mat says, hey, show me here what you did at the last PGF and stuff. You know, I'm a student of the art. I want to learn all the time.
That was the thing that I noted most from the seminar yesterday. Aside from some of the invisible jiu-jitsu, I was like, man, this guy is a legend of the sport. He obviously has paved a legacy for himself, and he's still taking notes like a white belt, you know. And you were teaching the seminar, and you're asking my opinion about passing and stuff like that. And that was just an eye-opening moment for myself. To never lose, you know, you hear people say to keep that white belt curiosity, and it's really, really awesome to see after 78 stripes on your coral belt that you still keep that curiosity about the game, your infatuation with the art, and it's evolution and development. It was super awesome.
Listen, we're kids in a candy shop. When you're on the mat, you're a kid in a candy shop. If you lose that, jiu-jitsu no longer is going to have the same meaning to you. You know what I'm saying? And my first motto, leave your ego at the door. I'm always open to learn. And my thing is, I train with you, you tap me out. Let's say if I was 20 years old, I'll get pissed and try to go after you again. Today, I said, man, show me this, please. Show me this. I'm looking for that. I want that. Did you ever see Kung Fu Hustle? No. One guy.
Long ago, yeah.
Yeah, long ago, right? So this guy was looking for somebody who could defeat him. And when he found it, you know, he wanted to worship that guy. I'm like that. You know, I worship the art and I worship technique. Somebody shows me something there I don't know that I lack the skill of, I want to know. So you are invited to show me the leg lock game.
Yes, sir.
The same, you know. So can we handle Kyle? You promised me you're gonna show me what he did.
I
know.
know.
I'm pushing the envelope too high, right?
I don't
Come on now.
Trying to set up a fight over
No,
here.
no, no,
We're
that's-
gonna get a super fight in the next
Oh,
one.
no.
I
man.
will admit, first, I trained with Kyle 2 years ago, and he tapped me out 3 times with leg locks in a 6-minute round. So I've been practicing since then, but man,
Oh man.
he had the number hardcore
Yeah.
2 years ago. So I don't know. We'll have to compare our journals. Maybe
There you go,
Maybe
there
we
you go.
come back with some.
That guy,
some
man,
black
he has
magic.
a vicious game.
Man, I think now might be a good time while we got you here. Let me grab Johnny Hernandez and let you guys wrap this thing up real quick, Coach.
Sure.
I'll leave you
I'm
guys
here
to
for
it
you.
for just a moment.
Absolutely.
You got it.
All right. So for anybody, me and you have talked a little bit about the blockchain stuff. We need to trade information so we can stay in touch.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
A little quieter of a room, I think, is what we're going to need. But
Okay.
What do you think? You know, from the standpoint of like the business, the fighter incentive, that kind of thing, it's been really hard to pay grapplers. It's just not typically been that exciting of a sport. But we saw the incentives for bonuses for big takedowns or bonuses for big finishes, and this is what we saw all night. Do you think we can replicate this? Do you think we can grow this out? Do you think it's a palpable thing that the token maybe made this tournament that much more exciting?
I tell you what, for me, it's a subject that's an education, and having awards using crypto or Bitcoin, it's mind-boggling, because I think athletes, they need to get paid better, but they also need to know what's out there they can make better investment on. I'm not counseling anybody. You are the expert on that part, but I'm going to pick your brains. Let's put it this way.
Beautiful. Johnny.
Hi.
Man, for anybody that maybe wasn't watching, just so you know, we had over 1,000 live viewers watching this show.
My God.
I think there's got to be people saying, who's this Johnny Hernandez guy? How did he find so many electric athletes? This is incredible. You have to be very proud of what's happened here today.
Thanks a lot. I'm really happy because, I mean, I have the honor to have both of you guys, Brandon McCarran, and as you said, a lot of competitors at really high level jiu-jitsu. And I mean, all the people was really happy with the tournament. I mean, I'm really happy and honored to have this here.
So it's brilliant. I know there's a relatively new gym too. First of all, beautiful place to train. I have trained in some terrifying places, and this is beautiful. This is heaven. So congratulations.
Thanks.
What's that process been like here at Uno 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu Cancun and Carlos Machado Jiu-Jitsu Association here?
Yeah, so we've been 2 years in this location, but I've had my academy for 7 years. And right now, when I finish my black belt, I'm a black belt under Eddie Bravo. And when I finish my black belt, I decided to go back to the gi because I really like the gi. It's just that I'm a coach that works mostly in bodybuilding, CrossFit, and martial arts. So I'm really into help athletes that make this 24/7 to make more money. So I decided when I started in the jiu-jitsu and so in training people, I decided, okay, I gotta go in the no-gi route because I think that's where the money is gonna be, because it's for the people, if they don't understand gi jiu-jitsu to watch an event, sometimes it's really difficult. Yeah, so that's why I decided. So I finished my black belt with Eddie, and I decided to go back to the gi. And I mean, God sent me Carlos Machado to Merida. I met him in one of his seminars. I really fell in love with the way he teaches, his system, and all the small details that it's really like, I'm a black belt, but I feel like a blue belt when I'm in his class. It's like, damn, my mind is like, it goes like that. So Right now we are Uno, that is part of the training where we do calisthenics.
Yep.
And we have the Nogi system with 10 Planet, and now we're working with Master Carlos Machado with the CMJJ community and being one of the gi schools right now. So,
It's awesome.
yeah.
So being here in Cancun, it's funny. A couple of your business partners, the people that train here, say, "There's not really been jiu-jitsu in Cancun." So I was actually not expecting to be super impressed with the tournament because if this is new to everybody, and holy cow, I wouldn't have wanted to enter into this thing. I think I would have been out the first round myself. But you're planting a flag here. You're showing people that Cancun is truly a place to come learn great jiu-jitsu, find great competitors, find a good culture. What do you think this looks like in 5 years? Do you expect to have a Gracie Baja and an Alliance and some of these other big schools here? Do you think Cancun could be a jiu-jitsu destination?
Yeah, actually, I've been working with Eddie for the Combat Jiu-Jitsu and EBI. So we've been doing these events for 2 years here in Mexico, and that's how we decided to do my event. I gotta be honest, everything I know, it's because Eddie told me, and I'm doing this also with the Nogi OG because of him. And I wanted to give back a little bit of all of he has done for us, for all the 10 Planet community. So I see Cancun as Thailand in the Muay Thai.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I mean, my goal doing this tournament is I really want jiu-jitsu athletes to make more money so they can have a better life and they can do this 24/7 without worrying how he's going to pay his bills. Because I work with athletes and not just jiu-jitsu, as I told you. And I mean, it's really impressive how humans, we can do so many stuff. Really impressive. There's not any other being that can do so many things as the human being. I mean, animals can do great things, but they cannot do music, martial arts, and everything we do. So sometimes there's really good people that do amazing stuff, but they cannot pay their bills, so they gotta stop training and I mean,
go work a boring job.
Yeah, so I'm working like, as you said, in 5 years I see Cancun as Thailand with Muay Thai and maybe having Mexican jiu-jitsu fighters in the top of the world.
Well, seeing what I've seen here, I would not be shocked to see more Mexican BJJ and open no-gi style world champions because just the pace was incredible. I have done an announcement for a number of tournaments. I've refereed, I've coached for a very long time, and I have never seen match after match after match of guys that are just, going hard. The pace was terrifying, frankly. So you've got a real opportunity here to, I think, create a few Mexican world champions in the very near future. I mean, some of these guys are black belts and really competing at a world-class level. Tighten a couple things up. Get them in the circuit. Get just promotion, frankly. And I think we'll see it.
Thanks a lot.
Speaking of athletes and tournaments, we've seen Craig Jones shake up this stuff with ADCC. There's a lot of this kind of karma coming up. Let's talk for a second about the token incentives. These FAC tokens, there's some of your athletes got 1,700, 1,800 tokens just for their performances tonight. Are we going to see more of this kind of thing as other athletes from other promotions start saying, hey, can I get some tokens for my performances at my tournaments here? Do you think that the FAC token can spread across multiple tournaments?
Well, actually, I got to be honest. Brandon just came to me and he said, hey, man, it was huge. It was a really good tournament. But I got to tell you, I have to steal the token part. The token part of the game because I think that's gonna help a lot, like to the jiu-jitsu community. And yes, I was gonna do the tournament without having all the tokens and just suddenly I had this new sponsor that came and they decided to help like this. And I mean, for me, it was really good. Like saying talking about Craig Jones. Craig Jones is the one who started what I think. I want that all the guys that come to the show to get paid at least a little bit, that they don't go back to their house like with no money. So maybe some of them can make good money just playing with the tokens. Maybe they won't win the whole tournament, but they win money. So I hope all the other cryptocurrency, they take a look at Jiu-Jitsu, and maybe there's some more tournaments that they're going to do the same.
That's brilliant. I love it. Sebastian, welcome to the table.
Thanks.
Man, you put on a positional clinic out here. It was beautiful to see. Among a bunch of guys very much focused on kind of wrestling and new school, you have that... I don't know what to call it. For me, it was very Mendez brother. It was very AOJ, frankly. So you carry that flag well. But what was it like being in this position? Have you ever competed against any of these guys before? Did you know what to expect?
Not really. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here, and that's what I wanted to show to the people that assist the event. That I just moved to train with Mendez brothers. They are so technical, explaining concepts of Jiu-Jitsu. And when I was purple belt, brown belt, I used to do a lot of guard. And since I turned black belt, I focus a lot on passing. So at the end of the event, a lot of people told me like, hey, I love your passing game. And for me, that was amazing, you know, to display some new passing game. And yeah, I tried my best. I know Kyle was a tough guy, and he had submitted really famous guys. But it was a pleasure for me to be here. I'm so thankful. It's a dream to be here, and yeah, I need to move on and keep competing. Yeah.
What was it? You know, looking at the guys you went against, it was really interesting to see the pace. Now, I was talking with Johnny here about maybe it's just the pace of Mexican Jiu-Jitsu here, but I love watching Mexican fighters. I watch your classic Mexican boxers. Like they bring that aggression. They always bring the fight to the fight, and I think it was really obvious here. What did you think of the pace in general? Just the average athlete here, I think it was a very high level of athlete. Like the jiu-jitsu is high level as well, but the level of athlete, the heart that came here, I was impressed. What was your takeaway just watching Mexican competitors really pushing the pace here?
Yeah, I mean, jiu-jitsu is growing. The sport like 5 years ago was so small. Nowadays it's becoming big. More spectators, and because the sport is growing, athletes they need to improve. You know, nowadays there are so many young athletes that push jiu-jitsu. You know, to be harder. So that's what I try. You know, like have fun, prepare myself for tough fights, and yeah, hopefully one day I will be the first guy, you know.
You know what, Kurt? I went to Ecuador. He's from Ecuador.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went to teach a seminar, and talking with Victor Davila, he decided that we could do qualifiers in Ecuador. He went into the finals. He was in the finals in that event. So when I saw him coming back and coming here to the event, I knew that he was going to be tough. And look, he did really good. Hey, ¿quieres pasar, brother? Okay.
Ask me.
No. I think
Who's coming? Who's going? Yeah, please tell us
Hey.
where we can follow you on social media.
Yeah, hey people is watching. Follow me on Instagram, @sebasguevaral. Okay, let's go. See you then. What's that?
Do you have any sponsors? Who sponsor? Any? No.
Sponsor.
All right, he needs some sponsors and deserves them. You earned them here today. Bring him Marcelo here.
Hello, Kurt.
Hey.
Hey, Johnny. How are you?
Well, one of the partners over here, one of the key guys who's built this incredible gym, this incredible business, not just for jiu-jitsu, but for the dynamic movement training and the fitness stuff. This is a beautiful place. What's it like to watch this successful tournament happen, all of this stuff come together?
Thank you, Kurt. Well, I liked it pretty much. I like the turnout we had, and it's pretty exciting to see the Mexican Jiu-Jitsu being watched not only in Mexico but all over the world, and being able to share this at a different level, because you could see athletes like Kyle coming in and testing the Mexican athletes, and I think it was a pretty successful test. I think we are prepared for something bigger to come next time.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were saying. We were talking about the pace. Jiu-Jitsu has this tendency to be, slow and grind, wear them down, be heavy, and this was man, I'm going to throw you. We're going to wrestle. We're going to transition. Like it was
Mexican Jiu-Jitsu, man.
Oh man, it was incredible. You've got to be super proud of what you've seen here today. What do you think this does over the next couple of years? I feel like you're inviting a lot of competitors to come to Cancun and say, hey, this is a place where we can build a business too.
Yeah, that's the idea, and I mean, part of all of this is with the token, right? Having this Flying Avocado Cat as a token supporting the community and the tournament will help us to open more, let's say, more eyes to come and join the tournament. Why? Because you're starting, let's say, with a purse. Each athlete started with 500 tokens, right? It's like if you were coming to, you're actually getting paid to compete, but you have to protect that bag, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you have the prize, right? So you also have to be strategic, like, because you could not win, but you can end up with many tokens, right? Depending on how you turn out that. So, I mean, you cannot be the best, but you can be smart and, grab a little bag.
So. I think one of the big things too is paying athletes. This sport has done nothing but cost me money. Now, I love it. It's changed my life. I met my wife on the mats. It's great. Jiu-jitsu is life. But my goodness, would it be great if more people could make a career out of it by being talented athletes, by being coaches. If there was just more money in the industry, it would be better for everybody. We'd see the level of athlete go up. We'd see the sport grow. We'd see it become deeper and more powerful.
This could help. This could help bring the athletes, because it's another income you can get. Once you get educated, you can then later start getting that income. Or maybe just like this, you find the right people, like I found the right people, and then they help you, and then you turn out right. So it's a great community to join. Like, do not be afraid of coming up to the crypto community. And I mean, the jiu-jitsu community is amazing. Yeah. And I think both community, when they meet, it'll be something big happening.
What do you want people to follow on social media? Where's the best place to stay in touch with Uno, the 10th Planet Cancun, Carlos Machado Cancun?
Well, in Uno, you can follow us at Uno Jiu-Jitsu and Fitness. And for Flying Avocado Cat, the webpage is fact.meme. Pretty easy. You can find it. And well, there you have all the credentials, all the socials for it.
Beautiful. Okay. All right, we're gonna wrap this up, gentlemen. It's been a real pleasure. I appreciate the invite. It's been really great to come down and meet you guys. So, everybody, thank you for watching. It's been
thank you guys.
Watching guys reach into each other's pockets right behind camera. It's a little distracting. So, I'm Kurt Wookert Jr. You can find me all across social media too. I am Kurt Wookert Jr. on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere else you can find me. You can watch the Coin Geek Weekly live stream. It's the only show in the space that has a live and open troll box. So if you want to ask me any question about anything, I will take it live. I will take it to you. And it's been a real pleasure. I'm Kurt Wookert Jr. from RMBJJ in the Jiu-Jitsu world. So shout out to the team at home in Delray Beach, Florida. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you, hopefully, at the Flying Avocado Cat Johnny Hernandez Invitational. Number 2 coming soon.
We already got a second venue. Bigger than this one.
Beautiful. All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.